Thank goodness. They'll wrap that up tonight in the Bay Area against the Golden State Warriors. Tip-off set for 9 o'clock. We got baseball this afternoon. Astros and Rangers tied at 2 games apiece. Game 5 starts at about 4 o'clock. Game 4 of the NLCS. Phillies Diamondbacks at 7:30. Phillies lead that best of 7 set, 2-1.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is a football Friday. The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. We are in Bernie at the Bernie ISD Stadium.
Absolutely gorgeous day in Bernie, Texas, and probably everywhere that you're listening today. Man, it's a great day for football. Great to be in Bernie for what should be a dandy tonight.
A dandy, huh? A dandy. I mean, you look at the game tonight. Smithson Valley ranked number 1. Bernie champion number 6. They dropped a little bit after losing last week. You know, when we changed games on our original schedule and decided we were going to come out to Bernie, we really thought this was going to be a matchup of undefeated teams in district play. Wagner decided that champion wasn't going to be undefeated, but still, what a matchup. And for champion, you know, they can knock off Smithson Valley and make things pretty interesting. You look at the talent all over the field out here. Freddie DuBose, who's going to play at Texas. I mean, there's some players in this game. It's going to be fun.
Always is, and it's always great to watch a Larry Hill coached football team. I mean, they just don't make mistakes. You got to beat them. They're not going to beat themselves 9 times out of 10. And I tell you what, it's always fun to watch Larry. I love Larry Hill. You know how far back we go with Larry Hill? I remember doing a radio show with Larry Hill back in 94? When Smithson Valley opened.
Well, I mean, Smithson Valley opened before 94, although people think that it's opened when he got there and built the place with his own hands. It's funny because I was talking to Larry earlier this week, Coach Hill, and I said something about longevity, and he just started laughing and said, that's a kind way of saying I'm old. But, I mean, the guy's got 300 wins. All but 10 of those 300 came at Smithson Valley. And you look at Smithson Valley, 293 and 88 in his 31st season there with the Rangers. And I did nothing but Smithson Valley football from 97 to 05, 06. I was the radio guy for those 3 state championship games that they played in. Kevin Brock was on the broadcast with me for 2 of those state champions. James Pledger was carrying luggage there, and boy, did I miss James Pledger today here at Bernie ISD Stadium. It's been a while, and I will admit I am spoiled at this point with the stadiums that we generally go to. They have never updated this press box that I'm aware of.
No, it's still 1970s. I'm pretty sure.
You think that new? Well, and I say that the curtains look like they were from a hotel room, like an old Days Inn or La Quinta from the 70s.
Right.
But there's no elevator in this place.
No.
Now, here's the thing. Back in the day when James Pledger was super intern, James Pledger would put and take every piece of equipment. There'd be 4 of us. James will carry it all. He'd have bags over his shoulder. He would. I mean, we didn't carry anything, right? And James Pledger would somehow take all that equipment and literally run up the stairs because, you know, his energy has not changed in the 20-some-odd years that he and I have been together. And I get here today, and I'm looking. There's no damn elevator. So I haul all that stuff up the stairs, right? And I get to the press box and it's locked, right? So I'm not dumb. I call ahead. Hey, make sure, to be open. And then, all right, so now I got to walk all the way. Well, first I call like, hey, I get voicemail. Hey, and then well, it's hot, man. There's no shade up here.
No.
So I walk all the way back down, finally get a hold of somebody with the school district. Lady comes over and was like, well, I unlocked it this morning. All right, well, but it's locked now. And then we get all the way back up here. Damn, forgot her key.
Oh, no. Well, that's kind of her problem,
right?
isn't it?
Well, there you go, all the way
You
back
had to
down.
go down?
Well, I didn't. I mean, well, I did because, otherwise you're standing there, I'll be here in 15, 20 minutes, right? I like shade, but I was walking on the field. I was exploring because the other part that I realized once you get in here, there's no bathroom in this press box.
Wow.
And there is no bathroom underneath the stadium. It's a building in the end zone. It's very nice. It's new. But there is no way in hell Joe Reinagel can hold it for 4 hours. But there's no way in hell during our commercial breaks, Joe Reinagel's going down those steps, way over to the bathroom, takes care of business, and then gets all the way back before the commercial break is open. That is a challenge of the day.
No, dude, if you hear me miss a segment, if you're listening all day or watching on YouTube, and I miss a segment, you know exactly where I'm at, because it's not so much getting down the stairs as it is getting up. And I was really upset. And I told Jason, my watch, I got a watch, counts your steps, right?
Uh-huh.
So as I come up these steps, which are about like this,
Yeah.
I'm thinking it should have given me like
about
triple.
like this means you're extremely steep.
Steep, yes, sorry. Yeah,
steep. Yeah,
steep.
we're on radio.
Oh, that's right, we are. That's right,
this is a radio show.
I forgot.
Mr. TV boy, come on.
Sometimes I forget. But should have given me triple, man. I thought, I don't do a lot of cardio.
That's obvious.
I like to lift weights.
Yeah.
But the cardio, not so much. Dude, I thought I was going to have a heart attack climbing those stairs.
Man, well, and the way they're done, it's like the cement step and then the other little step.
Yeah.
And you can't skip one. There's not the, from a, and yeah.
And there's no handle all the way up, like guardrail, right? There's no guardrail. So you just like.
It's a handrail.
Whatever you call it.
You could, but the ones that we come up, there is no rail. For your older people, but this is
like me.
Yeah, this is not ADA. I miss elevators.
Yes,
I will never bitch about a slow elevator at Comalander ever again.
No.
Although that's a scary elevator because there's always a chunk, you just wonder, who's stuck in there, that chunk every time you're on that elevator. But and now we're in a booth and it's fine now. What time is it? 2:07?
Yeah.
It's fine now, but a little bit later on, we're in a booth that does not have a back wall or a door.
No, not at all.
And what I find interesting is there's no doors. And what I am assuming is the visiting coaches booth, which is next to us, it also doesn't have a door. The home coaches booth has a door, but it's clearly marked home coaches only. Everything else is just wide open in this place.
Wow, so you're going to be screaming and yelling, and Rudy J's going to be screaming and yelling, and people are going to be wondering what the hell's going on. You're going to hear the coaches over here screaming and yelling.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's
a lot of ambient sound going on in the broadcast.
Again, I'm a very enthusiastic play-by-play guy.
Of course.
I mean, unless it's 50-0. But if you have a game-winning call, a game-winning touchdown on a big pass play, there has to be some enthusiasm in there.
Of course.
Apparently, Al Michaels has forgotten that.
Lawrence fires. That's caught on the run. Christian Kirk inside the 20. He goes, and Christian Kirk takes the ball all the way to about the 1 yard line. They're going to spot it as he thinks he scored the touchdown, and they're going to call it a touchdown now.
It's a touchdown. They always call it a touchdown.
44 yards for Christian Kirk. Into the end zone he goes.
I love Al Michaels. Is the GOAT.
I was listening to that, and I'm like, wait a minute. The guy scored. I said, well, maybe I missed something. Maybe his toe hit the line or something at the 1 yard line.
There is nothing there that would have indicated that he would have been down. The closest might have been the 10 or 12, but in any of the replays, I never saw an official look like he was going to mark him out of bounds early.
Close.
It wasn't close. Al Michaels has the best seat in the house where those TV booths are. It's not like, some of the newer stadiums, the radio guys are in the end zone looking, but you've got TV monitors for that. I don't know what Al Michaels was looking at. That was embarrassing for a legend. I mean, I can only imagine Al Michaels coming out here to Bernie High School where there is a wall in these curtains here. Like right now, sitting, I can see the 35-yard line to my right. and I can't see the scoreboard or clock to my left. So, now if I lean forward, I can see the clock, but I can't see this end zone over here. So tonight's what we call a stand game.
Yeah, you're going to be standing
We're going to be
up.
standing all night just to be able to see, and I've got to figure out how to get rid of these curtains because they're in the way too.
So what he's saying is, folks, tune in tonight at 7:00 because it could be very entertaining.
Well, but I'm going to be able to do my job, and I'm going to make sure I do my job because that, Al Michaels, one, it's a game-winning touchdown and what turned out to be a pretty good game.
It really did, yeah.
You might have fallen asleep or went over to baseball when, the Saints could only get to 9, and at that point the Astros had outscored the Saints. So if you went to baseball, it never came back, but somehow that turned into a pretty good game because I came back and went, it's tied at 24, so that's when I came back.
I watched the entire comeback. I mean, that's because the baseball was just kind of irritating me.
It was wonderful. I mean, you had the Astros scoring, you had Banana Boy in the suite over there. I mean, you had everything going on.
Well, Banana Boy was entertaining, but the rest of it was not. I'm watching this game thinking, man. And I had reasons that I wanted New Orleans to win for obvious reasons. I know it was rough. And then
you picked New Orleans?
I did.
Idiot.
What do you mean, idiot?
Oh, wait, I can't say that. I did some training today.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you did, huh?
Yeah, the workplace hostility. I'm not supposed to call you an idiot.
I'm not going to file a lawsuit on you or whatever harassment charge. But I'm watching this going, this is great. And Derek Carr's hitting guys at dinking and dunking. They're driving down the field. They tie this thing up. And, then Kirk does that. And I'm going, damn, but they still got plenty of time. Drive right down the field. David, whatever his name. Derek Carr throws a perfect pass to their tight end, and it doinks right off his hands.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, do you get paid?
The tight end? Yeah.
And for some reason, Derek Carr got hammered for his play. I thought he played pretty well last night.
Well, he was awful in the first half. I think that's part of the problem. Although I think you're putting up on a tee without knowing it. The difference between Derek Carr and, say, Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott would have been hammered for not making a better throw.
Well, the throw was perfect. It was right there, and it was like this dude's hands turned to stone all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for the guy because he was actually crying on the sideline and then apparently got emotional during the post-game press conference. But
you felt bad for somebody?
Yes.
That's unusual.
Kind of, but I mean, I was a little bit I was really pissed off at it.
Yeah.
And then they go for it on fourth down, obviously, because they have to. And it's just a disaster. So, not good. But the only good thing is I got Christian Kirk. I got Alvin Kamara.
Uh-huh.
And then Michael Thomas on my fantasy
team. Nobody gives a damn about your fantasy team.
They all did very well
Nobody gives a damn about your fantasy team.
I give a damn about it. And
Nobody
the folks
cares.
out there give a damn.
They really don't.
They do.
They really
don't.
So
I'm kicking Rob Thompson's ass. That's the bottom line.
There you go. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's on Twitter, X at Joe Reinagle 210. You can tweet at me at Jason Minix. If you're watching on YouTube, you can comment there. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel, and you could always dial in or text 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Stephen Jones yesterday on the Blitz told us that the Cowboys would not be overly aggressive at the trade deadline. Do you buy them? I mean, because there's one notable reporter suggesting Devontae Adams should be in the radar of the Dallas Cowboys, on the radar of the Cowboys. Do you want Devontae? We'll dive into that coming up next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Here's what's on tap this weekend on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday, it's a Big Ten showdown as Penn State battles Ohio State at 10:30. Then it's NL Championship Series, Saturday night at 6:30. On Sunday, the Ravens tackle the Lions at 11 a.m., followed by the game of the week, the Dolphins and Eagles on Sunday Night Football at 6:30. And that's what's on tap this weekend on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Smoky Mo's Texas Barbecue is the best barbecue in San Antonio. Tailgating or game watching? Build your own barbecue group pack with sliced brisket, turkey, pork loin, or meats of your choice, and all the classic barbecue sides. And let Smoky Mo's take care of the food while you cheer for the team. Early kickoff, make everyone happy with Smoky Mo's breakfast taco boxes for a crowd. This season, we'd love to see you at our 7 Smoky Mo's locations, or order for pickup or delivery at SmokyMo'sBBQ.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar is San Antonio's home for all things sports, drinks, and games. 7 days a week happy hour, sports on all HD screens, and plenty of arcade games. With 5 area locations: North Star, Nacogdoches, Medical Center, St. Mary's Strip, and Thousand Oaks. Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar has you covered for any occasion, catering to you and delivering San Antonio memories for over 10 years. Slackers, San Antonio's home for all things sports, drinks, and games. Follow Slackers on Facebook for events and specials.
Darius, look who just figured out how to find my Medicare plan options. Just typed in my zip code and boom.
This is not just a search tool.
Look at you go, Mom.
This is Walgreens making it easy to find a Medicare plan with low-cost copays. During open enrollment, use Walgreens Find RX coverage to help you find the right Medicare plan for you. This is being independent. Together. Walgreens.
Hey, at Total Wine & More, you'll love what you find this Halloween.
Me thirsty.
Oh, hey, Frankenstein. Did you enjoy that Cabernet?
Oh, good. Want margarita?
Well, all the villagers are raving about this tequila.
Ooh.
And we have it at the lowest price in town.
Economical.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
O'Reilly. Get ultimate durability and extreme weather performance with Rain-X Advantage wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Purchase a pair of Rain-X Advantage wiper blades and save $10, plus get 2 times O Rewards points. Our professional parts people will even install your new wiper blades for free. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi, this is Scott Trout of Cordell & Cordell. There are a lot of great dads out there. Sometimes those dads get divorced. For more than 30 years, we've represented men in divorce, confronting the pitfalls that could devastate your finances or harm your family relationships. While every situation is different, our goal is to get the best outcome for you and your kids. Visit CordellCordell.com to take the first step.
Offices in San Antonio, Austin, and St. Louis. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Paid for by Cordell & Cordell.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. In Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Monday on R&R in the Morning, it's Football Mondays. 7 a.m. we'll be joined by Todd Archer of ESPN and Cowboys reporter. 9 a.m. we check in with head coach Jeff Traylor. And, of course, we got that NFL gumbo. You had Miami, you had Philly, you had Baltimore and Detroit. And check in on the college side to see what those hook'em horns did. Now back to the Blitz. Jason, get that Frito pie ready. I'm on my way.
Well, you got that wrong, Rudy J. When you get to the stadium, You stop and you bring the Frito pie, and then it shows up here.
Is that how it works?
That's how it generally works.
So Rudy buys the Frito pie?
Well, no, I buy. Generally, it's John Robbins or Rudy J that will go down and get food, or Rudy will get food on his way up. Knowing that there's no elevator here.
They don't know that, though. Well, John might, but Rudy J doesn't.
Well,
and now he knows. Hey, Rudy, you're going to get your steps in, buddy. Walking
Rudy's
up to
good, man. I hope Rudy shows up wearing that weight vest that he goes walking in.
You think he will?
And does stadiums. You know, like when you're watching the Sunday morning shows and you see like Robert Saleh running the stadium, right?
Yeah. Robert Saleh's a big dude. He's a buff guy.
He is. But even some of the older guys that you don't think should run stadiums because they might trip and fall. A lot of those football coaches like running stadiums. And quite honestly, I love getting to the stadium early and being the only one in the building and just looking around, empty stadium, kind of the calm before the storm. You know, today, I was walking around on the field, checking things out, and there's just something cool about doing that. So now I never had the desire to go run the stadium, but I do like, walking around the field when it's empty.
Yeah.
It's cool. There's a peacefulness about a empty stadium.
Well, that was one of the best things about, doing TV and coming down here and doing live shots. Get down here about 4:30 or so, and the little JV guys are out there. You can throw the football around with them. And, I like doing that. You get out on the field and have those little dudes throw you the ball, and a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, and
those were the days.
Uh-huh. I'm reading this email from the sweaty monkey.
Uh-oh.
Tim Spence.
Uh-huh.
I hope he's not listening right now.
Of course he's listening.
This idiot just sent an email. Says, I really thought about making my way to the game tonight. I'd have a Frito cheese whiz bean thing they call a pie unless I was going to get hit up again by a parent looking for yet another donation. I was willing to risk it, though, but then Pledge told me the game is 40 miles away. Are you nuts? I'm just going to go to Taco Cabana and have one of those Frito pie quesadillas they're advertising. What should I chase it down with? Flaming hot Cheetos? Mic drop. Dude thinks he's funny, right? That's hilarious.
Yeah, what?
I mean, honestly, if there was ever a game for Tim Spence to go to, this might be it. Because, dude's spent the last 20-some-odd years in Denver, claims he's a big high school sports enthusiast, state championships in Denver, and they would produce them all day. And, I mean, the guy just, man, that's my jam, right? Yet he's shown up at a stadium, I don't know, twice, and he's never stayed for the whole game, and he complains because the concession stand line is long, and, of course, everybody's hitting you up for a donation. But you talk about small-town high school football out here in Bernie tonight. I mean, this stadium is going to be packed. The Battle of 46, Smithson Valley's going to travel. All of Bernie is going to be out here.
Doubt.
This is Friday Night Lights, as close as you're going to get in the San Antonio area to that small town feel. I mean, unless you're going, say, to a game at Antonian. Antonian has that kind of small town feel for Friday Night Lights. It's 40 minutes. It's probably.
Who the hell told him it was 40 minutes?
Well, I mean, I think James Pledger just probably wanted to discourage him from going somewhere.
It took me 25 minutes to get here.
Well, that's it. I think it's about as close from the house out here as it is driving to the radio station every day.
Actually, I think it's close.
With less traffic.
Yes.
Right?
I had no problem getting here. 25 minutes or so by the time I left my house and pulled into the parking lot, although this is the most secure football stadium and school I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
because there's a dude at the guard stand when you get here. He checks your ID, and then he tells me I have to go get one of these paper visitor badges.
Uh-huh. There's a record that you're here now.
With your name on it. Yeah, so I had to do that, and then I can come over here to the stadium and then, walk up a mountain to get here to the press box.
Yeah.
So it's secure, that's for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, and the one thing though about Spence coming out here, and Pledge, don't tell him this part. There is no elevator.
I like to see the
way
sweaty monkey walk up those steps.
That man sweats. He would have to wring out his shorts when he got up here into the press box, and nobody needs that.
No, absolutely not. Now, are you sure? You keep talking about a Frito pie. I'm not sure there's a Frito pie out here. They have that.
What high school stadium doesn't have a Frito pie?
Well, most of them do, but we're in Bernie. This is Bernie.
I'm expecting Wagyu chili out here.
Well, perhaps, but
I mean, Joe Ryan Eagle, spent $30 on beef jerky at the gas station down the street.
Dude, let me tell you something. Now, anybody that's watching on YouTube can see this. It's called No Man's Land beef jerky. So I'm like, a little snack before the show and during the show. So I go in this convenience store right down the road from the stadium. Just want to get a water and some beef jerky. So it didn't have a price tag on it, and that should have been the first red flag.
Beef jerky.
So I'm thinking, what is it, Beef Links or whatever the hell
Jack
it's called?
Links.
That one.
Yeah.
$10 for a big bag of that stuff. I'm thinking that. I go up there, the guy rings me up. It's to be $30.82. I went, okay. I'm like, what the hell? So this bag of beef jerky that you're looking at on YouTube, if you're watching there, is about $28.
Is it good?
No.
Well, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
But it's, honestly, Jack Links is better.
It's like...
Well, let me ask you, because you're a beef jerky guy.
Yeah,
I'm
love
a jerky guy,
yes.
right? Why did you pick that one?
I like the package, right? It's got a steer skeleton on there, so I thought, it kind of makes it authentic, and then black pepper and liquid smoke flavor added. I'm thinking, that'll be good.
Liquid smoke flavor added.
16 grams of protein. You see that? It was black pepper, and I thought, well, that'd be good. 28, whatever it was. I don't know. I don't have a receipt, but
still $30.
Yeah,
$30 for beef jerky and a water,
and just a regular water. This is not like Perrier or something.
Well,
it's like
look,
Aquafina.
Can I see that bottle of water for a minute?
Sure.
All right, I'm just going to set this over here because there's no bathroom in this press box, and the bathroom literally. So we're at the press box, right?
That ain't going to help.
Where do you count the rows coming up here? I don't see any row markers on the stadium, but I don't know. What do you figure? 30 or 40 rows, right?
I would say,
right?
Easy.
And so we're at the 50-yard line,
and it's steep.
The bathroom is in a building about 25 yards behind the end zone. So you think about your typical high school football field, the goalpost, all that space behind there, the track, then a couple, a little bit of grass or whatever, then a fence, then a building. That's where the bathroom is. And because I've been, when you first, from this angle, when you get there, the first door is the ladies' room. So the men's room is on the far end of that.
Of course it is.
Yeah. Like closer to the visitor side. So although it's a lovely bathroom.
So if I miss half the show,
high school stadium,
I didn't leave early.
Well, here's the thing: you're not drinking any water during this show. You're going camel on this one, man. There's no water for you.
Going camel? I don't know what you mean by that. But
no water.
No water.
No water.
Well, I'm good, but I still don't think that's going to work because there will be a time during the show that I'm going to have to make a trek. Problem is getting down, walking all the way over there to the bath. Fine. Then I got to walk back up these stairs. Dude, I'm going to need a defibrillator. You kidding me?
You were going to say a diaper?
Well, anybody's got a big diaper, bring it to me, will you?
Rudy J, come prepared, man. Come prepared.
Now I feel sorry for you guys during the broadcast. You can't leave.
No. I am stuck in this little spot right here till about 10:30 tonight.
Yeah.
And even, fortunately, kickoff is at 7, pregame is at 6:30. So even that 30-minute break, if I tried to get to the bathroom, there's no guarantee I get back in time before the pregame show.
There's no way.
30 minutes. Oh, I could do that.
Oh, you could do that.
Well, except for, by then people will be here. So then you got to figure out if there's a line, right? If all
especially if that's the only one for the entire stadium.
Well, look around. Do you see another one?
No.
I mean, there isn't.
Dude, there'll be a lot of underneath the stands happening.
What?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
No.
Yeah.
Where? How?
Well, I mean, as I look across the field over there, there's a couple of spots you could hide.
No, you can't hide. If you can see them right here, you cannot hide.
Well, I don't care if you see me from here. It's the poor people from Smithson Valley that are looking down. They'll be going like, man, is there a leak? Is there a water leak somewhere in here?
You idiot. Come on.
There may be a spot down below. There's nobody here.
Dude, we're on a school. There's cameras everywhere. I mean,
I'll put a hoodie over my face.
Like that's going to make a difference. The pink shirt and blue shorts, and you signed in at the front desk, so they know you're here.
Yeah.
Joseph Reinagel.
Well, they didn't take
public urination.
They didn't take my DNA
on a school campus.
That's like that wasn't me. I wasn't even in town.
Uh-huh. Anybody that knows you and your bladder realizes that's Joe right there.
Dude, this is a problem. You needed to pick. I'm happy to be here.
I can tell.
But I mean,
get the bitching out now before the game.
Well, they need to kind of revamp this thing.
Well, here's the thing. I think if they were to put money into this stadium, then they would have to build an entire new stadium and make it ADA.
And
it's
Bernie, for goodness sake.
That takes a lot of money.
What's Bernie?
I mean, look, the stadium itself looks beautiful.
No,
the way
turf
the turf looks great. I mean, looks fantastic. It's just the press box is. It reminds me of the old Smithson Valley press box.
Yeah.
I remember the worst press box. I want to say it was down in Medina Valley.
Oh my gosh!
And if it's not Medina Valley, I apologize, but I'm pretty sure it was Medina Valley. You had to. Basically, it was like one of those carts that was lifted up on the top of the deal. You would climb a ladder and go through a hatch in the floor to get up there.
Yeah.
And that's how you got in. I mean, you loaded your equipment through the windows because it didn't fit through the hatch. I was at one stadium. Lockhart, Bastrop had the good food. Maybe it was it Marble Falls had good food, but there was one where there was like 4 boards, like a platform. You had to jump the fence at the top of the stadium, land on the board to get into the door to the press box.
Dude, I'm telling you. Well, that was back in the day.
Yeah.
I can remember some of those like that too, but that was back in the day. It's 2023, and this is Bernie. All the people that have moved out here, I'm sure that, they make a lot of money with property taxes and such.
Yeah.
It's time for a new stadium, folks.
It really
because
is.
Look, Bernie High, they've always been fairly good.
Uh-huh.
But Champion is consistently good.
They are. Retired league coach Danny Closa just sent me a text, says, I'll get one of the coaches to bring you a bucket.
Please. Yeah. Closa, please do that. I would love that, actually.
Yeah. Does that get too much scrutiny?
No.
Please.
Of course not.
Yeah. Mike McCarthy disagrees with you. Unlike Rudy J. And all the McCarthy defending that you might have heard on R&R this morning.
I just wonder if he's removed his lips from his hiney yet. My goodness. Wow. Rudy, hey, we've been this morning. Yeah, he was really upset with all the criticism to his guy, Coach McCarthy.
The guy that's struggling calling plays?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll dive into that next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, make sure you go get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you need T-shirts screen printed, go see Sam. If you need your logo on any kind of shirt, whether it's a nice golf shirt, a fishing shirt, a half zip, a hoodie, Sam will get you taken care of. If you need caps done, no better place. I mean, Sam has over 12,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, just waiting for your logo to put on them. He even has the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps in stock. Over 600 uniforms. All kinds of industries, medical, restaurant, construction, schools, leagues, just to name a few. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. Nobody has better prices, and Sam has all the big name brands like Nike, Travis Matthew, North Face, Eddie Bauer, Port Authority, just to name a few. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing, 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or better yet, go by that massive showroom down on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
It's R&R in the morning.
Monday on R&R in the morning, we're joined at 7 a.m. by Todd Archer, ESPN Cowboys reporter. 9 a.m., Coach Traylor rolls in.
The Spurs got 3 days to prepare. Did the Longhorns make it out of Houston without getting bit by a cougar? Party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Howdy, San Antonio. Chip Ingram here for the Angry Elephant. You know, as cold winds wash over South Texas and temperatures plummet into the upper 90s, it can only mean one thing. Aggie football is upon us. Whether this is our year or there's always next year, one thing is for certain. Aggies gather at the Angry Elephant. Aggie owned and operated since 2012 with ice-cold beer, great food, comfortable patios, and a great big open garage door welcoming you to the sound of Aggie football. The Angry Elephant at the corner of 281 and Redland Road. Gig 'em and welcome.
Your brain is an amazing thing, but as you get older, it naturally begins to change, causing a lack of sharpness or even trouble with recall. Thankfully, the breakthrough in Prevagen helps your brain and actually improves memory. The secret is an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. Based on a clinical study of subgroups of individuals who are cognitively normal or mildly impaired, Prevagen has been shown to improve memory. A Pharmacy Times national survey of pharmacists rated Prevagen the #1 pharmacist-recommended memory support brand for the 5th year in a row. You can find it in the vitamin aisle in stores everywhere without a prescription. Help your memory. Try Prevagen today. Prevagen. Healthier brain, better life. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. If you have big dreams or big projects, we hope you'll consider Ewald Kubota. From small Kubota compact tractors to construction equipment, Kubota is a name you can trust. Or if you aren't committed to buying just yet, we have a full line of equipment you can rent by the day, week, or month. We can even deliver it to your work site. Ewald Kubota is committed to providing excellent customer service and satisfaction. So come by one of our 11 locations. We look forward to serving you. Or visit us on the web at ewaldkubota.com.
Ever find yourself in a department store with a question, but you can't find anyone who actually works there, so you just wander? That's what it feels like when you call most banks. But at Frost, we have live customer service 24/7, so you can speak to a real human right when you call, every time you call. No phone tree, no bots, just help from a real human when you need it. It's about being there for you. It's about more than money. Frost Bank.
Football season means grilling season, and Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks is your one stop for all your tailgating and home gating needs. With one of the best grilling sections, Five Oaks Ace Hardware has a huge selection of Traeger, Weber, Big Green Egg, and Blackstone, plus all your grill accessory needs with over 300 spices and rubs, over 20 brands of charcoal, wood chips, pellets, and everything you need for tailgating or home gating. Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks near Jones Maltzberger.
The pandemic is over, but COVID-19 is here to stay. In fact, it's still among the top 5 leading causes of death in the U.S., just after heart disease and cancer. So this fall, stay up to date with the latest COVID-19 vaccines, just like you do with the flu, because you've got no time for 19. The vaccine may not be for everyone. Please consult with your doctor. Brought to you by Moderna.
Hey, if you're thinking about getting the latest iPhone, check this out. With Boost Infinite, you get the latest iPhone every year and unlimited wireless for just $60 a month. Yeah, you get the new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium. Then again, next year, you get the latest iPhone. Every year. Boost Infinite. Infinitely better. To learn more, pick up your phone, dial pound 250 and say Boost Infinite. That's pound 250 and say Boost Infinite.
Terms apply. After 30 gigabytes, service may be slowed. Receive a comparable iPhone model each year with an acceptable trade-in every year. Requires credit qualification and 36-month phone financing agreement. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from this station.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. On this Football Friday, Cowboys have a bye, yet they dominate the news.
Of course they do. And that's okay. And you know what? Jerry Jones loves it.
Yes.
I don't know why Cowboy fans get all upset and butthurt because, people are picking on their quarterback and dissecting what's going on. I mean, dude, all publicity is good publicity.
And when you think about the scrutiny that comes with, that is a part of the job. Unlike any other quarterback or any other head coach in the National Football League, if you're the head coach of the Cowboys, there are more darts coming your way than anybody else. If you are the quarterback of the Cowboys, same thing. Well, Mike McCarthy went on Mad Dog Radio on Sirius XM yesterday and was asked about the scrutiny that his quarterback deals with.
I love Dak Prescott as our quarterback. I think the way he's built all the way through, obviously his physical skill set is excellent, but what he endures mentally and emotionally compared to the other 31 is unique. I've never seen, and speaking on experience of being around great quarterbacks, I've never seen a quarterback under a microscope like he is. And just his consistency, and his personality and work ethic and how he handles all that and navigates all that. And he gets out and goes out and performs it every week. I think it's special what he has to endure.
Well, you know what, Mike? You weren't paying attention then when a guy by the name of Tony Romo was the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, because he got the same amount of scrutiny, if not worse, than what Dak Prescott gets. And you can just go on down the line. It comes with the territory. And if you can't handle it, then go play for the Green Bay Packers.
The reality is I think Dak handles it just fine. That's the interesting, and I disagree with you. I do think Dak faces more scrutiny than even Tony Romo because social media is so much more in play today than it was 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago when Tony Romo was the quarterback. And look, Tony Romo faced a lot more than, say, the Quincy Carters and all the guys in between, Troy Aikman and Tony Romo, but all of them had a ton of scrutiny to deal with just because they're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But I think in the social media age where players have their own podcasts and you have so many former players as analysts now who have no problem calling out Tony Romo or saying, and I quote, he played like ass, as professional analysis. I don't know that anybody has faced that kind of scrutiny, but it comes with the territory of being the head coach. So he's mentally strong. He's been able to deal with that, but it also comes down to, Mike McCarthy has been around some great quarterbacks, the Joe Montanas and the Brett Favres and the Aaron Rodgers of the world, and all those guys have won Super Bowls. And Dak has not won a playoff game outside of the wild card round twice in his career. So it would be interesting to see, say, Aaron Rodgers, his Super Bowl was in 2010. You think about how long ago that was and the playoff failures that he has had, even at home, but he was losing at home in an NFC championship game. And I think if Dak could have playoff success, it's great being a regular season great quarterback. Fine. At some point, you've got to win in the postseason or you got to move on. And he has yet to win in the postseason in big games that really, really matter.
Look, for a franchise like the Dallas Cowboys, it is arguably the biggest. It is worth more than any other franchise in professional sports. And so you have expectations. So for the Dallas Cowboys not to have won a Super Bowl or even appeared in a Super Bowl since 1996 is It's just unacceptable, and it should be unacceptable to Cowboy fans. It should be unacceptable to the rest of the National Football League. I mean, who was it? My old buddy Chris Collinsworth. We'd have the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football every week if we could.
Yeah.
Because they are America's team. They are. Jerry Jones has done that. And so the expectations come with it. And if you can't handle the expectations, go play somewhere else. That's the way it is, and it's the way it's going to be for as long as the Cowboys are around.
The difference is, though, is Dak has never complained about this scrutiny. You had Micah Parsons this week that seems to be struggling with handling that kind of scrutiny. Now, I would imagine Micah Parsons in high school was pretty good, right?
I would think so.
And then he went to Penn State.
Uh-huh.
But it was the weird COVID time. And so I don't know that Micah Parsons has dealt with what he is now dealing with after you get your ass kicked 42-10 by the San Francisco 49ers. It's one thing to get beat in the postseason, but I don't know that Micah's been around too many embarrassing losses and the firestorm that comes not only his way with people questioning where is he, because you never see that from Dak, but then you have him defending his quarterback. You don't see Dak doing that. You saw Micah Parsons on his podcast this week doing it, or last week, and I think a big part of that is he still has to learn that the spotlight that comes with being a part of America's team. And keep in mind, I mean, I don't think Mike McCarthy ducks from it. He wanted it. He knew what he was getting into when he applied for the job in Dallas, when he took the job in Dallas. If Mike McCarthy was afraid of that moment, he could have waited for a different job to come open. He could have stayed, wherever he was living at the time, on the beach. It's not like the guy needs the money for the job. He knew what he was getting into when he took the job.
Well, you're assuming that somebody would have called him up and offered him a job. I'm not going to that assumption. Jerry Jones wanted to make a splash. He wanted a big name, and that's why he went with Mike McCarthy. And I'll never forget going to that press conference when McCarthy was there. And I'm like, why? Why Mike McCarthy? He was basically run out of Green Bay.
Yep.
I mean, he was run out of town. And so I could never figure out why Mike McCarthy was the right head coach for the Dallas Cowboys. And look, I'll give McCarthy a little bit of a rope here because, he's had to deal with COVID and the stuff that came with it and all of that stuff. But when you look at Mike McCarthy, and we have the picture of Kellen Moore the other night, but I wish somebody would take a picture like that of McCarthy from that Charger game. That man looked about as uncomfortable and nervous as I've ever seen a head coach look. It was really weird, and I just don't think maybe the scrutiny as being the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys is one thing, but he has jumped from the fire into the frying pan, man, with being the offensive coordinator as well. And I think it was a big mistake for Mike McCarthy to do that.
It's interesting because through 6 games, that offense isn't where it needs to be. Now, when Mike McCarthy was hired, a good job and a good hire in the sense of Mike McCarthy's been around, he knew what he was getting into, and he stays pretty even keel. He doesn't, seem to get overly emotional one way or the other, whether he's dealing with the media, dealing with the spotlight, the media obligations, players, all the stuff that comes with it. And I think Jerry Jones needed a CEO type that could handle that. I think that's where Jason Garrett was so good for the Dallas Cowboys is he could stand up there and he would take all the negative questions without losing his cool. You saw the Miami coach this week in defending Tua say, man, I just want to knock over this podium right now. And you just, you can't, Mike's been around the block. He can handle Jerry. He can handle everything that comes with it. But play calling, that's a whole level of responsibility that he might have been really good at one point. But can he handle both jobs? And he talked about how hard it is now as a play caller and head coach on that Mad Dog Radio interview.
Oh, it definitely does, and I think it's a product of being the head coach and the play caller. Where I think before you just you press, and ebb and flow of the game. I think is really a variable that you got to learn to navigate, and there's a discipline to it. I mean, trust me, it's a lot harder to be conservative than be aggressive. I mean, everybody wants to be aggressive on some days. So,
what?
But yeah, the ebb and flow of that game was, like I said, it was herky jerky, as you said, bumpy. It's like I said, it was a gritty win. It wasn't pretty, but by no means.
Oh, I mean, he was trying to fly through that storm, and
I still want to know what does it mean? It's easier to be aggressive than it is to be conservative.
Yeah,
I mean, that makes no sense.
That makes all the sense in the world.
It makes no sense at all. No sense at all. Because to be aggressive, if you are aggressive at anything, no matter what you do in life, and you're aggressive, you're ambitious, then you go for it. You throw the bomb. You take a chance. McCarthy's not doing that, and that's the chicken way out. What he did to Dak Prescott, and you know I'm not the biggest Dak Prescott fan, but what he did to him at the end of that half in that Charger game was the most disrespectful thing I think I've seen a coach do to a quarterback in a long, long time.
Well, it showed that, there was a lack of trust in the offense, and that starts with the quarterback. But he mentioned penalties, so the offensive line, the pre-snap, all of it. But again, I do think, though, with what he said, in fairness, when you listen to what he said, it's harder to be conservative than aggressive. So is he overthinking? Man, I don't want to take a deep shot. I don't want to take a deep shot. Let's run the ball. Let's stay to the principles I've been talking about, because I could see where that could be a little bit more of a challenge, but that also tells me during the week when you were putting your plays together, you weren't taking game scenarios into mind. I mean, it's one thing on a Wednesday or Thursday to put together your board and say, all right, we're going to run this. Well, now you're in a bumpy game. What are you going to do? I mean, all right, we said in the second quarter at the 8-minute mark, we're going to run. I could see where it would be harder to stay true to that, but my goodness, at some point, all the planning, once you get into the moment, that's where coaching comes in. That's where feel comes in with how the game is going. Settling for 3 at the end of that half in a bumpy game, that's where you have to get aggressive because points are at a premium.
You got to at least take a shot there. And it just, I don't care what Jerry says, what Steven told us, or what McCarthy says, or what any of them say, because what they're saying in public, what they're saying in private are two different things, I guarantee you. But the fact that he doesn't take a shot into the end zone there, runs the clock out and settles for 3 points, to me is disrespectful to his quarterback, and it shows a complete lack of trust in number 4. And that's, I don't see how you can read it any other way. I don't give me all this crap about there were offensive penalties, there were this, that's all an excuse. You take a shot in the end zone and you trust your players, or you don't, and you let the clock run out and you kick a field goal.
And again, it was safe. It was conservative.
Safe?
Yeah,
it was safe. It was chicken bleep.
Taking him for his word, that was difficult. That was. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I want to say should get you fired. But at the end of the year, when you're going over your review with your boss, that's one of those where you go, "Are you kidding me?" Right? I mean, because even Jerry the next day on his radio interview on 105.3 The Fan said, I'd like to see another pass there. He hadn't talked to Mike yet about what his thought process is. And quite frankly, I don't give a damn about what his thought process is, what his reason is. None of it makes sense if you're going to be the aggressive coach that's all about winning, which are words that I've heard you say out of your mouth, and you let all that time run off and you don't even try.
He's fortunate that the Cowboys won that football game, because had they lost that game, then it'd be a totally different conversation here. And I think McCarthy would be feeling the heat that he hasn't felt since he's been the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys because of that play. It is just it's just unacceptable what he did at the end of that half. And they're very fortunate that they came out of L.A. With a W.
Because 4-2 in the bye week is a whole lot different than 3-3.
No
SB 2350 on our YouTube channel comments, this team is just as predictable as they were under Jason Garrett. Boy, there's not a more of an indictment on Mike McCarthy and his new offense than that, because they are predictable.
Boy,
they are. Under center, boy, it's a handoff.
Mm-hmm.
I see that in my couch. You see that on your couch. A highly paid defensive coordinator sees that as well. It's incredible. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Rob Gronkowski disputing or disagreeing with his quarterback, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Huh.
How about that?
And then he agrees with him. Yeah. Well, we'll dive into that next here on the Blitz.
Hey, have you been accused of a crime, or perhaps think you Well, you never know what the weekend holds for you. So look, you need to keep in mind somebody that can help you out of trouble if you get into legal trouble, and that's the LaHood Norton Law Group. Look, they're made up of former prosecutors turned criminal defense attorneys, and they can help you stay a step ahead of your legal program. Look, they know both sides of the criminal justice system. They handle all criminal cases, whether it's state or federal. LaHood Norton Law Group, run by Nico LaHood. I've known Nico for over 20 years, and if you're in trouble, you need somebody fighting for you, there is nobody better than Nico LaHood and the LaHood Norton Law Group. They offer representation for all criminal allegations, including DWI, aggravated assault, drug charges, weapon charges, probation violations, you name it. They'll be able to help you out. If you need legal help, you need the LaHood Norton Law Group on your side. Give them a call for a free consultation. The number to call is 210-797-7700. That's 210-797-7700. Look, the sooner you make that call after you've been accused, the better off you're going to be. So give the LaHood Norton Law Group a call. 210-797-7700, or you can get them online at LaHoodNorton.com.
Check out the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
If you're San Antonio, there are benefits that come along with it. I will cut you the front of the line. We're going to hike the return.
On 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Have you started playing at Underdog Fantasy yet? Why not? Jason Minix here from the Blitz. Go download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Right now, sign up, use my promo code STAR, and they will double your first deposit up to $500. Again, $500, a deposit match for new customers at Underdog Fantasy. Plus, new customers will have a mystery special pick in their Pick'em lobby. And I love playing the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy, where you pick between 2 and 5 players and select whether they're going to go higher or lower on predicted stats. It is a fantasy game, but you can win real money, and it is legal in the state of Texas. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Take advantage of that $500 deposit match and sign up. Use promo code STAR at UnderdogFantasy.com.
You know, this summer was hot and it was dry, and you can only imagine what that Texas weather has done to your roof. Stevens Roofing is your family-owned local roofing company. Now that fall is here, it's time to call Stevens Roofing for a free roof inspection because you want to make sure your roof is ready for the season ahead. Schedule online at stevensroofing.net or give them a call at 210-785-0994. 210-785-0994.
Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds are one of the boldest, protein-packed, and low-carb snacks out there. And with flavors that will have you craving for more, you'll want to stock up on Southern Recipe small batch at your local H-E-B. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds today. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous. Find your flavor at southernrecipesmallbatch.com.
Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar is San Antonio's home for all things sports, drinks, and games. 7 days a week happy hour, sports on all HD screens, and plenty of arcade games. With 5 area locations: North Star, Nacogdoches, Medical Center, St. Mary's Strip, and Thousand Oaks. Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar has you covered for any occasion, catering to you and delivering San Antonio memories for over 10 years. Slackers, San Antonio's home for all things sports, drinks, and games. Follow Slackers on Facebook for events and specials.
It's Cybersecurity Awareness Month. You may be aware that online crime is a huge threat, but did you know this problem could be a great career opportunity for you? Cybersecurity experts are in high demand and well paid. You can position yourself for this specialty in months, not years, at My Computer Career, even with no prior IT experience. Learn how you can train for this rewarding career at mycomputercareer.edu. That's mycomputercareer.edu.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the GI Bill.
You're all set with your Medicare prescriptions, Mrs. Brown.
This is not just low-cost copays at Walgreens.
I can actually help you set up 90-day refills if you want.
This is having a partner you can trust. Get low-cost copays, 90-day refills, and delivery from your neighborhood Walgreens. This is being independent. Together. Walgreens.
Restrictions apply. For details, see walgreens.com/pharmacy.
Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. If you have big dreams or big projects, we hope you'll consider Ewald Kubota. From small Kubota compact tractors to construction equipment, Kubota is a name you can trust. Or if you aren't committed to buying just yet, we have a full line of equipment you can rent by the day, week, or month. We can even deliver it to your work site. Ewald Kubota is committed to providing excellent customer service and satisfaction. So come by one of our 11 locations. We look forward to serving you. Or visit us on the web at ewaldkubota.com.
From the George Salinas Personal Injury Attorney Studios, this is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville. KTFM Floresville. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Some breaking news this afternoon about former Baylor head coach Art Briles. He has been dismissed from a Title IX lawsuit. The judge in that case said the former football coach was not negligent in the case involving a former female student who reported physical assault by one of his players back in 2015. Spurs wrap up the preseason tonight in Golden State, and we got Major League Baseball. Astros Rangers this afternoon. They're tied at 2.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. On this Football Friday, we're out in Bernie, where tonight our high school game of the week, Smithson Valley against Bernie Champion. Pre-game at 6:30, kickoff at 7. High school football energized by Hill Electric and Frostbank.
It is an absolutely beautiful day here in Bernie, Texas. Not a cloud in the sky that I can see from the press box here, but a great day for football. A little warm outside, I think, but, we're in the press box, so it's okay.
Yeah, the air conditioner works. 90 degrees outside is what my phone says. Drop down tonight. It'll be during the game. Let's see. 80 at 7 o'clock. 76 at 8 o'clock. 73 at 9 o'clock.
Perfect weather.
Yeah, except for we'll have the windows open.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Might get a little cool in here.
Oh, please.
And look, if you're listening to the game tonight, there are a couple of things for your high school football listening bingo card.
All right. Is this a drinking game?
If you want it to be.
Okay.
I mean, it won't be for us here at the high school football stadium.
Well, it could be for me, though.
Sure.
Okay.
Everything is a drinking game for you.
Life is good, brother.
The last time we were in a press box where the windows were open, a cricket flew in. And Rudy J might have freaked out a little bit. And then he was like, well, I thought it was a roach.
Dude, I've already seen a cricket in this press
Two
box.
of them. There's already 2 of them and 1 dead fly. I need my bug assault. I should have brought my bug assault, although I don't know if they would appreciate a bug assault on campus.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd have gotten on campus with a bug assault, but I love that thing, by the way.
The bug assault?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I love that thing. Yeah, I can see that, though. To Rudy's defense, I mean, if you're doing a game, you're concentrating on what you're doing, and a cricket flies in, I might scream like a little girl, too.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it didn't bother John Robbins or me. But I didn't know Rudy could move so fast.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
And he didn't say a bad word on the radio, which is true professionalism.
That is, yes.
Because what he was thinking and his reactions, you know what I mean? But
absolutely.
But knowing that there was already 2 crickets in the room when we got here,
and I don't know where they went. They're not here. There's one right there.
There's one.
I don't know if he's dying or what.
Well, one isn't with us anymore.
There he goes.
Yeah, one of them at the bottom of my shoe, just like that one just did.
Oh, my gosh. He got away from you.
Well,
it took
the other one's over there.
Let me tell you something. We had a fly in here a minute ago. It took Minix 30 minutes to kill that damn fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not very good at it.
30 minutes,
At least 30 minutes. Banging on the window and hitting it down here, and then he kind of dazed it for a minute.
I was using a flimsy folder trying to get around two iPads.
Dude, 30 minutes to kill a fly.
It was like 3. It was a 3. It was a 3-2 count that turned into a 3-run homer like the Astros were hitting last night.
Jeez.
Yes.
Astros.
Yeah. There you go. So your dead cricket for you.
They don't win 3 in a row in Arlington.
Dude, they don't lose on the road.
The Rangers have what's his name's number? What's the guy's name? The pitcher today.
Verlander,
that guy.
All Verlander needs is run support.
Well, he does.
And he gets run support on the road. And the way Altuve is playing, that game's in an hour. James, do we have the ability to just check in at the game at various times? Are we allowed to do that?
I'll see if there's something that I can do to where I can pot it up from time to time.
I mean, we might get a little inning of baseball just to get a bathroom break. I don't know, something.
Exactly right.
Something we can improvise in the moment.
That's a great idea, man.
I'm always full of great
Very
ideas.
nice.
Let's do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
From the file, the wheels of justice slowly turn. Art Briles, Baylor lawsuit, Waco. I mean, of all the things I didn't expect to see. And I realize if you follow this story, maybe you did, but this story is so far off of my radar, right? But Art Briles in a courtroom said he didn't know of allegations back in 2014, and a judge has dismissed Art Briles from the current lawsuit that's being heard right now in Waco.
Yeah, I guess the young lady who claims she was sexually assaulted filed a lawsuit against Briles and a couple of other people that they knew what was happening and did nothing about it. Obviously the judge decided today that he was not negligent in that. I just have a hard time believing that a football coach at Baylor University did not know or hear about, at the very least, these reprehensible things that his football team was doing to the women at Baylor University. And I just find that very hard to believe, but the judge let him off the hook today. And so he claims that Baylor he was the scapegoat. Look,
the
judge agreed with him today.
You're the head football coach, and it's a small university. Now, I was at the beginning of this story, going all the way back. I wanted to believe Art Briles. I've known Art for a long time. I know his daughter, Jancy, who used to be on the Cowboys PR staff. Long-time great high school coach. He had Phil Bennett on that team. Phil, who is a very, very close personal friend of my former co-host, Dat Wynn. I mean, and you kind of feel like, all right, being around Phil with that, you just hear these and go, there's no way that a guy like that, or Art Briles, who I know his daughter, would know that's going on and not do something about it. But the more we learned, the more you realize all he cared about was winning and protecting his players. I, again, was surprised. I changed my mind originally because I defended Art for a while ago, and there's no way he knew at this point. But, I mean, the judge did dismiss him from this lawsuit. I'm surprised there's still lawsuits going on with this.
Well, you know how justice works sometimes, right? It takes a long, long time to reach a decision. But the judge said that he didn't feel like he was negligent or knew about what was going on. For me, it's hard to believe that. Look, it's over. I got to disagree with the judge or even go back, but I don't see how a head coach of a football team at a university like Baylor is not hearing about it. So at the very least, it had to have gotten back to him somehow, some way.
I could see a scenario. And this is what I went with years ago, and I've backpedaled off of this big time. The more we learned about it in the moments that it was all happening and on the more information that we were getting. Art Briles did kind of isolate himself to a degree. Did somebody on his staff know and tried to make sure that didn't get up to Art's office? I do think that's a possibility. I would imagine in every program where you try not to let the head coach know, or somebody else is trying to handle it because they don't want to kick it all the way up to the big boss. I mean, there were like, don't tell your kid.
No,
Don't tell dad because, and mom tries to handle it, or but again, it was so. At some point you realize he had to have known.
Look, Jason, if his players are stealing candy from the local Circle K, okay, I get that. But if a coach made that decision with crimes allegedly against football players that were committed like this, then that coach should go to jail.
Yes.
And it just is, what was, I mean, can you imagine sending your daughter to Baylor?
Well, I
can't even imagine that.
Here's the thing. And man, you talk about, going back in time. Erica at the time wanted to go to Baylor.
Yeah.
We were trying to figure out,
did Casey.
the financial aspects of it. And I remember Eric asking me, will I be safe there?
Mm-hmm.
And, we went to the first ever game at the new McLean Stadium. And, we talked with Coach Bryles there before the game and after. And I was like, look, I mean, what's happening to these girls is wrong, but it's, they're in these players' apartments. They're in off-campus housing. It's not like this is happening in a parking lot or in the library. And I do think that's some of where other coaches are hearing about it and going, it's happening in an apartment. They're fine. And that's wrong. That's wrong. It's not boys will be boys.
No, it's dead wrong. It's complete. Look,
and she didn't go to Baylor, as most of you probably know.
And my daughter didn't either. So, and I'm happy about it. But she wanted to go there as well, and tried. She tried out for the cheerleading team there at Baylor. So, but it's a long time ago. But still, I would rather a coach, if I'm a fan of Baylor or name a university, I would rather that coach go 1-11 and have the discipline. And if somebody is a complete moron like these players were, and they're not on the team, they're gone. I don't care who you are or how good you are.
Yep.
And maybe that sounds a little bit naive because I'm sure things have been covered up in the past and maybe even going on now. Who knows? But look, you're not helping these young men by covering up crap like that, because when they get out in the real world and do it, guess what? They are going to be held accountable and they're going to go to jail.
Well, and once you hear about some of the stories of what was happening, how you could let that stand is disgusting. Moving on, Rob Gronkowski responds to Tom Brady's complaints about the NFL being soft. And it's funny because Rob Gronkowski on Up and Adams with Kay Adams basically calls out his quarterback, his good buddy, Tom Brady. He said, quote, all the rules go in your favor, Tom. You're not playing anymore. That's why you're saying that. And even brings up a specific play in where somebody breathed on him who was 3 feet away, got a penalty, and they ended up winning that game.
Well, of course. And he even said you were playing flag football, Tom, because that's what Brady said yesterday, that the NFL is going to turn into flag football. Brady did. Brady now can come out and say what he's saying. But then Gronk goes on to say he's right. The NFL's getting soft. So he agrees with him after he disagrees with him. But
yeah, I mean, the NFL is soft, but Tom, you're the last one that should be complaining about it.
He shouldn't be the spokesman for soft play in the NFL. That's for sure.
Although maybe Brady's trying to get a commercial deal with Charmin.
Well, he's just practicing for his Fox days coming up.
Oh, is that what it is?
It's got to be, right?
Yeah, maybe. Speaking of practicing, are you a beer pong player?
On occasion, yeah, I've been known to play some beer pong.
Have you heard about this new beer dye game?
I heard about it for the first time today, Jason. I'll be honest with you. And I'm not exactly sure because I was watching the videos of this thing and I'm not exactly sure. And if somebody knows that's watching on YouTube or wants to give us a call at 656-3776, let us know. And when I said that, I'm wondering, because you go out to tailgates and there's games that people are playing and all of that stuff. What is your favorite beer game? Do you have a favorite beer game other than just popping a top and drinking it?
Well, I mean, that's the easiest one. Shot skis are always entertaining at a tailgate, but beer pong. There's that one game. What's the song? Pledge, help me out. I forget where it's. There's a song that plays, and if it stops on You've Got to Drink. Damn it, what is that song?
If it stops?
Well, when they get to it's not when it stops. They get to a certain point in the song, and if it's your turn to drink, you could be drinking for a long time.
Oh, wow.
What is that?
That's not like I don't know, Red Rover.
If you're a quality drinker, you could get 2 beers down in one. What is the name of that song? I'll think of it.
Sounds like musical shots.
No, it's not musical shots.
I don't want to play
when you're
that
shotgunning beers.
Because I'd be trashed and passed out before the game started.
You and I played it at a UTSA tailgate like 2 years ago.
I'm sure we did. There's a lot of things happening.
When I hear that, I walk away. I want nothing to do with it. Because literally you start with 2 beers in your hand, and they'll be gone by the time that song is over.
So Jonathan Garcia on YouTube says Thunder.
Thunder, that's it.
Is that the name of it?
That's exactly
Thunder,
it.
okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jonathan.
Yeah,
appreciate you.
I want nothing to do with that.
Thunder.
Yeah.
See, I would have never thought of that. I mean, I'm thinking musical chairs. Or
Pledge is going to come back with Thunder.
Musical drinks.
If you started drinking, you'd have to pee before the end of the next segment.
But at least they have bathrooms within walking distance.
Not necessarily.
I got to get in my car to go to the bathroom here.
Oh, you're such a diva. I mean,
holy cow.
I got a guy that will pick us up in a golf cart if you need.
Do you really?
I do.
That'd be awesome.
But you still got to walk down the stairs.
We
don't have anybody that will take you down the stairs in the stadium that doesn't have an elevator.
Gee whiz. Well, down is not the problem. It's coming back up. That's the problem. Dude, that's a long walk.
It's steep.
There's got to be a corner in here that nobody uses.
Dude, no.
No.
Because I'll be in here 4 hours longer than you.
I'm kidding.
Are you?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Well, maybe not.
Drink up. If you've got one in your hand, you know what to do.
Woo.
Feels like I'm in Lot B.
So you have to drink with this whole song or what?
Not the whole song. Everybody's in a circle with a beer in their hand.
Right.
This is playing. When they say Thunder, you start. If it's your turn, you start the drink. But there's a couple of Thunder notes that are so long. If you're a quality beer drinker, you can finish 2 beers.
So you just have to do it while they say Thunder.
Yes, if it's your turn.
All right.
Well, you need to get to more tailgates.
I know. Next home game, I'm in.
I mean, you don't even need to go to the game. I don't think you would be able to go to the game.
No, I want to go to a game. I can't wait to go to a UTSA game.
You wouldn't remember the game. Next one's coming up. It's homecoming, October 28th.
Okay.
2:30.
All right.
ALCS tied 2-2 because the Houston Astros beat the crap out of the Rangers last night. That and Banana Boy will explain next on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. When you need an electrician, you know Hill Electric is available to you 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. I know I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my house through the years. They do fantastic work and have for over 3 decades. The family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. They have the right service at the right price. Never a service charge, always free estimates. So call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074, 404-9074, or online, hill-electric.com.
Here's what's on tap this weekend on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday, it's a Big Ten showdown as Penn State battles Ohio State at 10:30. Then it's NL Championship Series Saturday night at 6:30. On Sunday, the Ravens tackle the Lions at 11 a.m., followed by the game of the week, the Dolphins and Eagles on Sunday Night Football at 6:30. And that's what's on tap this weekend on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's football season, and the Roo Pub is kicking off their 10-year anniversary party. Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch a game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College football, pro football, the games are on at the Roo. Aggie fans, every game will be on with sound. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Celebrating 10 years, the Roo Pub next to the Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Guys, your testosterone level can impact your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Book your testosterone level check at Revive Men's Health San Antonio. They're the local experts with guaranteed treatments for low T and ED. There are no lab fees. All your tests are included, and many patients find Revive more affordable than their insurance deductibles and copays. Book your testosterone level check today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
For over 17 years, the award-winning legal team at George Salinas Injury Lawyers has been representing personal injury victims all across Texas. Have you been injured in an accident? George Salinas is ready to represent you with free consultations, 24/7 availability, and no attorney fees unless we win. George Salinas Injury Lawyers will help you get the results you need so you can focus on recovery. If you've been injured, one call could change your entire case. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers, 210-225-0909, or visit georgesalinas.com.
George gets justice.
Discover, this is Danny.
Hi, it's Jen Coolidge. I just want to thank you for making me feel so special. I earned cash back on debit for my dinner party groceries.
That's great. But with Discover Cashback Debit, we give everyone cash back on everyday purchases. Anything else I can help you with?
Are you hungry? Because everyone left after the asparagus sorbet.
Introducing Discover Cashback Debit, a checking account with cash back. It pays to Discover. Eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashback debit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
Exergen thermometers are a top choice of medical professionals at highly ranked hospitals across the U.S. With kids back at school, keeping them healthy is important. Make Exergen thermometers the chosen thermometer for your home or business to check for fever, where accuracy matters. When measuring temperature at home and at work, use an Exergen thermometer to keep your family and colleagues safe. Available at Walmart and other participating retailers. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Get Macy's lowest prices of the season on incredible specials you need for fall. Like 55 to 65% off dressy and everyday coats for him and for her. 30 to 60% off dazzling fine jewelry during our diamond sale. And 65% off comfy sheets and bedding from Charter Club Damask to stay warm on cooler nights. Plus, download the app for even more great deals at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Your floors can go from clean to dirty fast. From juice spills, whoops, to muddy paw prints, to little sticky finger marks. Good thing your Swiffer WetJet works fast too. Swiffer WetJet easily cleans everyday messes as quick as they happen. The next mess is right around the corner. So grab your Swiffer WetJet and just spray, push, all clean.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Smoker's Paradise, your premium smoke shop. Vaporizers, disposable e-cigarettes, hookah accessories, water pipes, cigars, and more. Now with 15 area locations, including the newest location at South Cross and Highway 37. Visit smokersparadise.com. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
The Jim Rome Show.
Hey, Jim Rome here. And back in the military city of San Antonio.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Ryan Eagle. I'm Jason Minix. On a football Friday, we're out in Bernie. We're a high school game champion, energized by Frostbank and Hill Electric.
Beautiful day for football. Can't wait. Well, we got a bunch of students out there. Is that like the track team over there?
I don't know if that's the track team or not. It's not track season. It's a bunch of dudes that are coming out onto the football field.
Isn't it always track season?
Well, sure.
I don't know.
They could be football players. They could be soccer players. They could be part of the, cheer squad. I don't know. Some guy's doing a handstand.
Well, they're going to play a game of some sort because you got shirt skins.
Exactly. We'll find out what this is.
Yeah, we have to. This is
it's intriguing, and they don't realize anybody is watching.
I don't know about intriguing, but at least it's something to call. It's like we're calling a football game right now.
Not really. Not really. Although you speak of the game tonight, I'm excited to be out here in Bernie. I mean, I started broadcasting games when I was working for KNBT in New Braunfels, and we were doing all the Smithson Valley games in '97, and all the small towns that you would go to. The Friday night lights, turn out the lights, last one to leave town, because everybody's going to the game.
Yeah.
And, San Antonio doesn't really have that, right? You got a lot of shared stadiums that are district-wide stadiums. And, last week the stadium was full, and I think next week, man, the entire West Side's probably going to be a Gus for Jay and Taft, which we'll have. But, with our new 94.1 signal that we're on, we're able to do things that we weren't able to do when we were just on 1250. And coming out to Bernie, you can hear us loud and clear.
Absolutely.
You can hear us loud and clear at Smithson Valley, all up and down 46s. There's the battle of Highway 46 tonight, right? So Tim Spence, he was like, he was thinking about coming to the game. Now he sends us an email.
Yeah.
I guess Pledge told him it's far out. And so he was being a weenie about not wanting to be far out.
I think you called him something else, but okay.
Well, so and he does sweat a lot.
A lot, yes.
This guy sweats more than anybody
Even when it's cold outside.
Why he doesn't walk around like Jerry Tarkanian with the towel around his shoulder, I don't know. But he owns it because he realizes he's a sweater.
Yeah.
Right? And we call him the Sweaty Monkey. Kind of a nickname that he wanted to give himself, I guess, because, Jim Rome and the monkey, but he can't be the monkey because, but he could be the Sweaty Monkey. And it's kind of stuck, but not really, because you can't give yourself a nickname. A lot of times nicknames, they just kind of happen upon you. Kind of like the school board member that we talked to yesterday, Chili Dog.
Chili Dog.
Right?
Yeah.
Abel Chili Dog. Right?
Yeah.
I don't even remember his whole name, but Chili Dog, I'll never forget.
Martinez.
Yes, we did find out why they call him Chili Dog. We can't say on the radio.
Yeah, that's unacceptable.
Whatever you might be thinking, you're still wrong, but it's close, right?
I don't know. People might be thinking that.
I don't think so.
They could be.
I don't think so. But we'll just leave that to your imagination. But, it's like, Spence, dude, you're from Denver. You talk about your love for high school sports. This is Friday Night Lights, as close as we're going to get. Small town, stadium is going to be packed. This is it, right? I don't want to go. So, I'm giving him crap on email, and he just emails back. Yeah. Then I hear about all the steps and the lack of bathrooms. Tell Joe to get the defibrillator ready, plus water and plenty of paper towels for all the sweat. You can throw in another pair of undies, too. Can we have breaking news? We have a new nickname for the Sweaty Monkey. He ends the email. They don't call me Swamp Ass for nothing.
Oh, my gosh. Dude,
Swamp Ass Spence is his nickname. He's worked there over a year, and we're just finding this out, which means he doesn't have any friends that told us about this. But if he says they don't call me Swamp Ass for nothing, he's been called Swamp Ass his entire life. Swamp Ass Spence. Get to the game tonight in Bernie.
Well, I'm glad. Hopefully he shows up after I leave, because Swamp Ass.
Well, there's no room for him in the box. He's going to sit outside.
Well, he'll come in here.
He's not coming in. He's not allowed.
Well, I'm out of here quick tonight. So make sure it's after 6 there, Swamp Ass. Okay, will you? I mean, who wants to know that? I don't want to know that. The Sweaty Monkey was a lot better. It's kind of tolerable. Then I hear Swamp Ass, and I'm like, oh, that beef jerky's starting to turn.
Well, all right. So do we want to go with Swamp Ass Spence or the Sweaty Monkey?
I'd prefer that.
Which is the better nickname? If you're watching on YouTube, you can comment there. You can tweet at Joe Reinagle 210, at Jason Minix. We need to get Rob Thompson and Rudy J involved in this. Nobody asked Spence, because he's the one that put it out there. They don't call me Swamp Ass for nothing. He's had a nickname and has to this point not revealed what his friends call him.
Dude, now you have to think it's in your head whether you want it there or not. Swamp ass. I don't want to have anything to do with Tim's swamp ass. I mean, it's like,
well, I would hope not.
Or even think about it. It's like, it's not just Tim; it's everybody. I mean, that's just.
So you thought the sweaty monkey was there? The fact that he has had a nickname, it's almost like finding out why they call Chili Dog. Well, right? I mean, you know what? I kind of wish I didn't know now. You just
Chili Dog's a little more tolerable because. I mean, I can see that happening on a freaky night, right? Okay, I got that. You've had a few drinks, maybe something else. You get a little freaky, right?
but what I'm saying, though,
late at night, there's not a restaurant open.
They don't call me swamp ass for nothing. Tells me his friends call him swamp ass.
Wow.
I mean, he's in somebody's phone as swamp ass.
Can we call him Swampy? Swampy, that's good.
If you want to call him Swampy, swamp ass Spence.
All right then.
At least he owns it.
I kind of like Swampy.
Swampy's good.
You like Swampy?
I like Swampy.
You like Swampy?
Uh-huh.
So, all right. So, what are we going to nickname the boss?
Swampy Spence.
Swampy?
Swampy.
Kind of like Shreddy?
That's almost like Shreddy.
Shreddy?
Swampy. Swampy balls.
Swampy. Now, that's different than swamp ass. Now, that's a whole. That crosses the equator, if you will.
If the ass is swampy, the balls are swampy. Okay.
Nobody wants to think about those being sweaty. I mean,
it happens.
Of course, it happens. I mean, with him, he probably. Never mind. But I mean,
dude, that's a Friday.
Swampy.
All things go right. Oh, my goodness.
Joshua Mena says on Highway 46 right now, haven't missed a word. Great show. Swamp Ass is the new nickname.
All right, that's good. And that is the good thing about our signal. I love that, man, because you can hear it in a lot of places. I go up to Kerrville quite a bit, and I get it all the way through Comfort.
Nice.
It's great. And so I love the new signal. And then Miss Becky, who's the sweetest person of all, just got on her YouTube line, and she says, howdy, y'all. She probably hasn't been a part of this nonsense with Mr. Swampy Ass.
So, Miss Becky, do we go with Swampy or Swamp Ass Sweat? Swamp Ass Spence?
Or Swampy.
Or the Sweaty Monkey is a nickname for Tim Spence. We need a lady's opinion here.
Yeah, we do. She's too sweet for any of this kind of nonsense.
You think?
I don't know.
I'm just impressed and surprised he hasn't rolled into the studio behind James Pledger yet.
See, Jesse Kidd on YouTube. It happens to everybody. You get swampy.
Well, I mean, sure. But some people, I mean, he probably gets swampy getting dressed every day. I mean, the guy sweats like nobody I've ever seen. I mean, he is the only guy. I mean, the rest of us are in hoodies out in California when the sun's down, and he's on the porch sweating, right? The rest of us are cold, right? I mean,
I don't know.
The other night, no, Miss Becky, you can't no comment. It's got to be one or the other. Swamp ass Spence or Swampy. Rudolph Gonzalez votes for Swamp Ass Spence.
Okay.
The other night, Mike McCarthy calling plays. You know, L.A., that stadium is cold because it's open air, even though, right? And Mike McCarthy's sweating like he's got the flu.
Oh,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
Calling plays like, I can't believe I just let all that time wind off the clock. Boy, the boys are going to beat me up for that. I mean, well, Mike McCarthy could sweat in that environment. Tim Spence would have to change his shirt at halftime. He would sweat so much in 70-degree weather.
It was pretty impressive, I'll tell you that.
I mean, the idea that he earned a nickname Swamp Ass and he's from Denver. Yet he was the one that was cold, the coldest at the Super Bowl in Phoenix.
Well, I know, but he had his granny blanket on. Dude, that dude's the only guy found a blanket in the middle of a party in Phoenix.
Because it was on a bench where his swamp ass was prior to wrapping it around him.
Oh, dude.
His story just got worse.
It is Friday, y'all.
Oh, my goodness. Say Football Friday. Chase
Friday.
says Schwampy is hilarious.
Yeah, Schwampy. I like Schwampy. Schwampy Spence.
You have no vote here. Although
poor
Spence. He does write in the email, they don't call me swamp ass for nothing. That's what he wrote in an email to me, you, James, and Rudy about coming to the high school game tonight.
Did he respond to all that? No, not yet.
I haven't checked the email.
See, everybody likes
probably
Schwampy. I like Schwampy.
Schwampy?
Schwampy.
Schwampy's got a ring to it.
It was
does.
Schwampy. I mean, everybody likes it except for those that have said swamp ass.
He's
right?
the Schwampy monkey.
I think we can drop the whole monkey part too.
Okay, just Swampy.
Schwampy.
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 Oh, it's Friday. I love it.
Oh, good Lord. Let's talk college football next here on the Blitz.
Why not?
Swampy.
That's Swampy.
It's R&R in the morning.
Monday on R&R in the morning, we're joined at 7 a.m. by Todd Archer, ESPN Cowboys reporter. 9 a.m., Coach Traylor rolls in.
The Spurs got 3 days to prepare. Did the Longhorns make it out of Houston without getting bit by a cougar? Party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax.
Touchdown!
A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax. 100% natural male enhancement formulas only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds, nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Snap into action this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Must be present in a state where lawful to wager, must be 21 plus and present in select states. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, and Virginia. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. 1-800-522-4700 or visit KSGamblingHelp.com in Kansas. 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia or call 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelpma.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.
And now a special motorcycle weather report from Progressive. And today, expect mostly sunny conditions with a high on life that can only come from cruising down the road on two wheels. Kids will wave, dogs will bark, and cyclists in padded shorts will instantly regret their chosen mode of transportation. Whereas you, on the other hand, will look super duper cool. Back to you in the studio. This has been a special motorcycle weather report from Progressive, where every day's a beautiful day to ride with coverage from America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Get a quote today and see what you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates.
Meet Bruce.
Hey there.
He's a busy soccer dad who's trying hard to learn the game.
Go for the end zone.
Whoops. Luckily, other things come easy, like banking with Chase. On a tip from his banker, he set up AutoSave in the Chase mobile app. So what are you saving for, Bruce?
Father-daughter soccer camp.
Smart bankers, convenient tools, one bank with the power of both. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
AutoSave requires a Chase checking and savings account. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix on this Football Friday. Big weekend of high school, college, and NFL. But let's talk a little baseball because we teased ALCS, and then we started talking about Tim Swamp-Ass Spence.
You see how these
But Adam
YouTube,
Collis on YouTube has a comment. Go back to that one, Pledge. What happened to the ALCS segment? I want to hear Joe say he was wrong. The Astros aren't done.
Well, how can I say I'm wrong, Adam, when it's not true? Just because the series is tied doesn't mean that the Astros aren't done.
Dude, you said they were done after game 2. You were talking about a broom. Then it was, well, at least they won't get swept.
No way.
I've got a text from you. All they did was avoid the sweep.
That's all they avoided was the sweep.
You know, what's interesting about this Houston Astros team is they are so good on the road, yet so bad at home. You know, normally the saying is a series doesn't really start until the home team loses. I think in this case, the series really doesn't begin until the home team wins.
For goodness sake. Wow, we got Verlander tonight going up against Montgomery. That was the game 1 matchup, and the Astros had a rough time with Montgomery. And Verlander pitched a good game. He just didn't get any run support, so it'll be interesting to see. By the way, that ball game starts in about an hour. Well, no
in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, my gosh.
In about 20 minutes from right now, as Gilbert Padilla on YouTube says, it's weird when the home team has to steal a game at home.
Isn't that the crazy thing?
Well, look, and even like last night's game, you had Banana Boy trying to distract the Astros pitchers. In full disclosure, very good friend of mine, his 13-year-old son, Christian, and I knew he was wearing the banana outfit to the game because they were at Spirit Halloween looking for costumes, and he decided he was going to do that to try to distract. Because, you know, you watch TV, you see all the people in the stands, and you know, people dress up, and they thought, well, where our seats are, I'm going to do that to do whatever he can to help the Rangers win. It didn't work out well for him.
It did work. So I didn't realize now this said person is a Rangers fan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, good.
Yes.
Good. That's awesome.
Yeah, except for it didn't work. I was talking to him this morning, and they will be at the game today, although in different seats. But he's still going to wear the banana suit, and he's 13. But the newfound fame that Christian is dealing with, I don't know that he was quite ready for.
Yeah, I think it's great though.
It's awesome.
I think it's fantastic. So I hope that is he going to be dressed up as Banana Boy again tonight?
Yeah, I told him he's probably go find a grapefruit outfit,
something, yeah, right?
Because the banana didn't work. And again, I mean, good seats, but not the seats that they were in last night.
Okay.
Well, because they get that suite every other game.
Okay, I see. Boy, that suite is
it's
sweet.
fantastic. We've been in it.
Yes,
we've been there a couple times.
Yes,
and you're on TV all night long.
All night long. Picture I show it to people. Say, yeah, see that guy in the red shirt? That's me.
Yeah, I mean it's well. What's interesting about it is last night the game starts and the editor of the Houston Chronicle calls the reporter, says, go find out who Banana Boy is.
Yeah.
That dude spent 30 minutes in the suite.
Well, yeah.
Which I don't blame him. Probably a 2-minute interview, but, with that angle and that view, because it is incredible. Because I don't know of any other baseball stadium that has suites quite like that, like they do at Globe Life.
Where you've got a great view.
And so,
they have them at Jerry World, but the view is
well, that's it. But for baseball, a lot of times, you don't have suites down there.
Yeah.
You've got seats like at Minute Maid. The seats come all the way down in that level. So he's down there, and I think it was like the 6th or 7th inning. I saw it on Twitter, and I texted it. And I was like, dude, you already have an article out, and read it, and apparently, the amount of memes, some good, some bad, whatever.
Sure.
I mean,
yeah.
he's 13-year-old kid having fun.
Didn't matter, right?
No.
I mean, that's awesome. I think that's awesome.
Yes.
So I tell you what, today is obviously it's a huge game for both teams. So it's going to be interesting. So I mean, boy, you got to figure the Astros need this one worse than the Rangers do because they're going back to Minute Maid after this.
I mean, really, in a lot of ways, it feels like a must-win game for the Astros.
No kidding.
You've got Verlander. You're on the road where the bats have been a lot hotter, and the idea that if you lose today, the confidence level that you're going to go home and win to isn't very high.
No,
I mean
not.
It's nuts to say that, but it's true. I mean, it's like can the whatever home team gets the first win is going to win this series.
Well, it's funny because the Astros, and we've talked about it all year, they're just better. They're a better road team this year than they have been a home team, and they own Globe Life. I mean, Globe Life, I think they probably would like to have moved there this year and made that their home stadium because they have just simply played outstanding baseball at Globe Life Stadium. And so it's amazing. They love hitting there. The hitters love that ballpark, obviously.
Well, and Jose Altuve just continues to dominate, one of the most hated players in the game right now, which, and again, kind of clear to the wrongdoing of the scandal, but he's always going to have that stink on him. But it is pretty incredible when you think about what he's been able to do. And he needs to do it again today with Verlander on the mound. And the game's coming up in about 15, 20 minutes.
We'll keep you posted.
Well, because we're quite frankly going to be extremely distracted by what's going on with that game.
Yes.
I mean, to be honest, you think about the college football schedule this weekend.
A lot of good games.
A lot of really good games. And I mean, Texas has Houston. Middle of the day, 3:00 kickoff.
Yeah.
UTSA's on the road on a streaming channel. A&M is off. So Aggie fans won't have their weekend ruined.
No, they won't.
But there are so many good games this weekend. Some really good top 25 matchups. This is one of those kind of Saturdays where if you're an Aggie fan, just kick back and enjoy. You're going to have a really good day.
You'll actually see some good football.
Wow. Longhorn fans, I don't want to say that Houston should be a pushover, but there shouldn't be a lot of stress in that one for the Texas
If it's
Longhorns.
not a pushover, there's something wrong. I think the Horns are a 22.5-point favorite in that game.
All right.
Houston's not the Houston.
Well, they don't have
lost
Clayton,
They
too.
lost
Yeah.
their quarterback, right? So they're not as good as they once were. Texas should not have any problem with the Houston Cougars.
No. And so it's one of those could be a good stress-free Saturday just watching college football. And again, I mean, right off the bat, Ohio State and Penn State, number 3 versus number 6. That's going to be a really good football game. Tennessee against Alabama. I expect Alabama to win that game, but Tennessee coming off of that win over Texas A&M last week, we'll see how good they really are. And that's kind of the hard part for Aggies.
Yeah, and I'm not sold on Tennessee, and I'm just not sure that they're going to be able to go into Alabama and win that football game. Bama's and I've been hard on Saban, and I really thought that they would have had a couple more losses or at least one more.
Credit at the time for that being a quality win.
Well, I mean, by that theory, I guess Oklahoma would kill Alabama too, huh? Is that I don't know. I don't know where I was going there.
Nobody does.
No, then that's fine. But Alabama's defense has come around, and that Melrose? He has really started to play some decent football. He's not screwing things up, and he's making some plays.
Who would have thought Duke, Florida State at 6:30 on ABC would be must-watch television? I'm trying to think if there's been a bigger Duke football game.
Probably not.
I mean, I know they opened the season with a big win on national TV, but Duke, Florida State could also be a really good game. Utah and USC. Does Southern Cal rebound after getting embarrassed a week ago?
I just don't think so. Their defense is just not good enough. Maybe they do because of the quarterback play, and they just outscore people. But that defense is terrible. It was exposed against Notre Dame. And, Utah is not as – do they have their quarterback back?
No, they don't. But they've got a pretty salty running game, and I believe USC is allowing 4.5 yards a carry. It's pretty hard to win games if a team just keeps it on the ground if you're getting 4.5 yards a carry.
Look, Notre Dame is not an offensive juggernaut, and what they put up 45? I mean, at USC, it's just a shame that they've got the quarterback and the offense that they have, and their defense is just so bad. And Cowboy fan, keep that in mind for every Cowboy fan that's out there thinking Lincoln Riley is going to be the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. He's not a defensive guy.
Who thinks that?
I've heard it all over the place.
I mean, Lincoln Riley at one point was one of those young offensive minds, and then he put his brisket on social media, and you realize he ain't ready for the big time.
I'm just saying.
I mean, his brisket looked drier than that $30 bag of beef jerky you bought earlier today. There's no way he's coming to Texas with brisket like that.
Well, I'm just saying that's, seems to be the coach du jour for Cowboy fans, at least some of them. So keep that in mind, Cowboy fans. At least the offense would score some points, something they're not doing now.
Mm-hmm.
Are we talking college football?
Air Force and Navy?
Does anybody care?
I do.
Air Force is going to kill Navy.
Dude, Air Force is ranked in the top 25.
Yes, they're going to kill Navy. They'll destroy them.
Game is at Navy.
It doesn't matter. It could be at Army. It could be at. It could be right here at Bernie. It doesn't matter.
I mean, Navy's been playing better football.
Yeah. Okay.
They have been.
Well, that's great.
I mean, they won last week 14-0.
Who'd they play?
I don't remember. It was a conference game in the American.
Okay.
I mean,
they must have played Temple.
No, it wasn't Temple. Who did they play last week? You're going to make me look that up.
I am, yes. You have
to prove you wrong.
To make you feel better.
In the UTSA Roadrunners, on the beach, down in Florida, down in Boca Raton, it'll be interesting to see. They're a road favorite, and the line is somewhere around 3. And UTSA looks like after the last 2 games, they're doing a really nice job of hitting their stride. Can they keep that up? They need a big road game because, the Owls are, with Tom Herman as the coach, they're not Temple.
Well, they're 2-0 in conference play as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a big game for UTSA and for FAU for that matter. So that's going to be a great football game.
Now, for Navy, 2-game win streak. They beat North Texas 27-24, and then last week they beat Charlotte 14-0.
Well, that's great.
Then they get Air Force, then you get Temple.
Well,
and then UAB.
They'll win 3 out of 4 then.
Is Navy is not on the UTSA schedule this year.
That's too bad. Yeah, you could always use a circle to win real quick. Although I'm not sure that UTSA is ready to play any of the academies after Army came in and smoked them.
Well,
I mean, seriously.
It's a conference game now.
Well, it is.
For UTSA.
How about that?
They just don't get Navy this year. I think next year they'll get them. And then, of course, the Army-Navy game on December 9th, which will be in Boston
this year. Wow.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Always is.
Always a lot of fun. But in Boston, that's going to be even better. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Don't forget, if you do any grilling this weekend, take photos of that great meat that's on your grill. Upload them to sasportstar.com, the Grilling with the Blitz page, because every Thursday to that meat, we give away a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. It's a beautiful weekend. You know you're going to smoke something, and if it's legal, put it up on a picture of it up on our website at sasportstar.com.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
What if you could build a 6-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a 6-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author and star in a new Hollywood documentary called The Baby Boomer Dilemma. In this film, economists and Nobel Prize-winning PhDs share a strange concept I call the retirement discount. It gives you more retirement income with the same dollars saved, and your money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even people who are on track have shifted money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money, call to get a free copy of this brand new movie, The Baby Boomer Dilemma, at 800-648-0303. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you'll get it completely free, plus 2 hours of bonus behind-the-scenes footage. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call right now, 1-800-648-0303. That's 1-800-648-0303, 1-800-648-0303.
Did your yard look healthy last summer? If not, consider adding organic compost. This is Bobby Jenkins of ABC Home and Commercial Services. ABC offers a compost program that uses premium soil-enhancing material. It's the organic way of improving the health of your San Antonio yard. Plus, in addition to being more attractive, a healthy yard fends off disease and retains water more efficiently. For an organic boost, call ABC Home and Commercial Services, specialists for your environment.
Just call ABC Home and Commercial Services.
Now's the time to head out to your nearest Ewald Kubota dealer and get a great deal on a brand new Kubota M-Series tractor during the Ewald Kubota Inventory Reduction Sale. Get a feature-loaded M5, 6, or 7 with powerful engine options. And with Kubota, you get comfort, quality, and value. So get a great deal on the Kubota M-Series during the Ewald Kubota End-of-Year Inventory Reduction Sale. From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas for over 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Guys, Revive Men's Health San Antonio is making you this guarantee. We will improve the medical condition of your ED or low T, or we'll give you your money back. Book today. Call 210-615-7777 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-497-9090. That's 800-497-9090. 800-497-9090.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. Buyers Barricades.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the Blitz, 2 to 6 on YouTube and always at sasportsstar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
We've got some playoff baseball coming up here in just a few minutes. The Astros and the Rangers, Game 5. They were all tied up at 2 games apiece. They're in Arlington today. We'll see what happens. Game 4 of the NLCS between the Phillies and Diamondbacks, 7:30 tonight. Phillies lead that best-of-7 set 2-1. And former Baylor head coach Art Briles, he has been dismissed from a Title IX lawsuit. The judge said, well, he wasn't negligent in that case back in 2014.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
For the 3rd time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix on this Football Friday. Gorgeous day out in Bernie.
Beautiful day.
We got Smithson Valley against Champion tonight, our high school game of the week, energized by Hill Electric and Frostbank.
Ought to be a lot of fun out here tonight. Smithson Valley playing well.
Playing well. They're number 1 in the city, number 6 in the state.
So that means they're playing well.
They're playing, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that, but you're coming out here to Bernie to take on the Champion Chargers, and that's never an easy task.
No, I mean, you look at Champion, right now, playing good football as well, scoring 36 points a game, but allowing 25-4. It's going to be interesting to see what gives tonight, because Smithson Valley's giving up just under 10 points a game. And they can get it done in so many ways. And the Larry Hill team won't beat themselves.
Larry Hill is I tell you, one thing, he's a hell of a coach, number 1. But number 2, the guy is a disciplined head coach. His football teams, all of them, they're just disciplined football players. And they don't beat themselves. You got to beat them.
One of the things that's interesting, because Larry Hill's been head coach out at Smithson Valley 31 years. And as you're getting ready for this game, Champion has got a first-year head coach in Blaine Ellis, who for 10 years was the defensive coordinator here and got promoted up.
Mm-hmm.
On his staff, you got Kevin Brown, who was over at UTSA for a number of years as the director of football operations and kind of Jeff Traylor's right-hand man. And then you also have Ben Woodcheck, and you have Josh Atkins on the staff.
Wow.
Now, think about both Woodcheck and Atkins are former Smithson Valley guys, quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
And Josh obviously finished his playing career at UTSA after that great run at New Mexico State, but finishes here, and now he's coaching. But you think about, you've got former quarterbacks of Smithson Valley on the staff for Champion. And Larry Hill is a creature of habit. They know exactly what Larry Hill is thinking as he prepares for a game. You think about that chess match and just kind of having that inside knowledge going into the game tonight.
I know what Larry Hill's going to do. I mean, pretty much. It's really not a secret. He's been doing the same thing for, 30 years now? It's been about 30 years.
But knowing when you're watching film and looking for tendencies, I mean, we know what they're going to do. They're going to line up and they're going to beat you.
They're going to line up and try to punch you in the mouth and run right through you. That's what Larry Hill's teams do, and they're very good at doing it. So, yeah, even if you know what they're going to do, you still got to try to stop them, and that's easier said than done.
Yeah, Larry Hill's one of the greatest people. Love that guy.
I love that guy, too.
You think about 300 wins. He went over that earlier this year.
Unbelievable.
All but 10 of those at Smithson Valley. He got 10 wins while he was head coach at Jordanton before he got the big job at that country school called Smithson Valley back in the day.
And it was a country school back then. I'll never forget it when it opened up, and I interviewed Larry Hill, and it wasn't the easiest of interviews back in those days.
Still isn't.
Yeah, right? But it was a lot of fun, and he looked like he was about 12 years old back then. But it was a lot of fun, and Larry's a good dude, and a lot of respect for that guy.
Well, and just to be able to maintain and just consistently good. There's been the odd down year, not playoff year, but those are far and few in between. So many double-digit win seasons, long playoff runs, three trips to a state championship, just missing that win. And man, I was a part of the broadcast team for Smithson Valley for all three of those. You got blown out once by South Lake Carroll.
Mm-hmm.
Lost in overtime to Denton Ryan. And that one still is like, really, wow. And then, when they at Texas Stadium, the old Texas Stadium, the losing to South Lake Carroll on a last-second field goal.
That's tough. Yeah, sometimes I think it's easier to get blown out than to – last-second field goal just kind of rips your heart out. Did I ever tell you the story where Larry Hill got mad at me?
No.
Have I never told you that?
No.
Well, it was back when UTSA first got started, and I was still in TV, and I got a tip from somebody that I trusted, and not sure I trust him anymore after that, but I got a good tip, and that Larry Hill was going to leave Smithson Valley and become the defensive coordinator at UTSA.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said that on the air. UTSA, I'm hearing that Larry Hill's going to leave Smithson Valley. He's going to go to UTSA to be the defensive coordinator. Didn't think about it. The next day, I get into work, my phone rings, and it's Larry Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, what are you reporting stuff like that? He goes, we know each other well enough. If you got a question like that, just call me. I'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, Larry, I said, so obviously it's not true. He said, no, it's not true. So he got a little upset with me.
Well, but he'll pick up the phone and call you.
Absolutely.
I know. There were a lot of rumors about Larry Hill and the UTSA program, and his just friendship and relationships with so many people that were involved at UTSA. I think that was an easy connect the dot. And there were a lot of people that wondered if he would make the jump to the college level, kind of like what Jeff Traylor did. Legendary coach at Gilmer. Jeff Traylor could have been the coach at Gilmer for the rest of his life.
Absolutely.
And been fine. But at some point, and so for Larry, I think those were legitimate speculations. How far they got in talks, you never know. If there was an offer ever made, and I don't know that Larry has ever actually said one way or the other. He hasn't to me anyway, but then again, I've never asked him.
I think those conversations were had, though, because the guy that told me had inside knowledge of that. And so I felt pretty good going with this guy, but then Larry squashed it, and that's good, and I appreciated that. But, sometimes you got to go with a source that you think is credible, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
I mean, that's the nature of the business. I remember when Larry got mad at the Channel 4.
He did.
And he wouldn't let Channel 4 out to any of his games.
They weren't allowed.
If there was group interview after a game, if the Channel 4 guy was standing there, well, there was no interview until that Channel 4 guy left. Right. And again, I remember asking him, Coach Hill, he's like, all I can do to protect my players.
That's right.
Because I thought what they did, their reporting was wrong. So the only thing I can do is just not talk to them.
Well, and God bless him. I appreciate that. Look, Larry Hill is the king of Smithson Valley.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's face it. So he can stay out there as long as he wants, coach out there as long as he wants, and and he's got that right. And so God bless him. He's just a great dude. And he's you look up high school football coach in the dictionary, that's Larry Hill's picture. I'm telling you, he's just through and through. I love the guy.
Well, and again, you look at everything that high school football is about, and I think you get that tonight with what we're going to have out here at Bernie between Smithson Valley and Champion, two really good smaller schools. I was going to say one stadium town, although Bernie High and Bernie Champion share this stadium, but it's on campus, on a high school campus, on Bernie High School's campus, getting out here, the drive out in the country. This is as close to Friday Night Lights field as you're going to get, which is why I kind of wish, our boss man what are we going to go with? Swampy.
Yeah. Swampy is appropriate. I think that was the consensus on YouTube for sure.
Swamparoonie?
Swampy.
I mean, when a guy sends in an email, that is why they call me Swamp Ass. You realize other people have called him Swamp Ass before. So I think that was his nickname in Denver.
So this sweating problem hasn't just started since he got to San Antonio. It's been a problem all his life.
I don't think he's surprised by it.
I don't think so either.
I mean, if I started sweating like that late in life, I think I'd be talking to doctors left and right. I need different medication. Whatever you're doing is killing me.
Yeah, well, Swampy. Let's see if he makes an appearance out here at Bernie Stadium tonight.
He ain't coming out here. Are you kidding? The guy,
he should. He wants to get one of those chips with the queso and meat.
Well, and just... he described a Frito pie, a Frito cheese whiz bean thing they call a pie. Now, first off, it's if you're doing it right, it's good Rico's cheese, right?
Yeah, of course.
Which is far from cheese whiz, right? Bean thing. At least he got Frito right this time because he was calling it corn chips, although. Last week out at Heroes, the last couple of times out at Heroes, they're using backup Fritos. Knockoff Fritos are not the way to go.
They're kids, Jason. They're raising money. You can't expect them to go high dollar with the Fritos. You go with something else.
They're Reagan kids last week. I mean, they can go with first-string Fritos.
Well, that's a good point.
I just hope there's a good Frito pie out here in Bernie.
It's not going to be out here in Bernie. They're going to have shrimp cocktail down there.
Dude, I mean, I would imagine here you might get like a Wagyu Frito pie. Remember we were at Taste of the Northside last year?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Was it Bohannon's that was doing a Wagyu chili Frito pie?
It was delicious.
I think we could probably get that out here from Bernie.
It was delicious.
Yes.
By the way, Gilbert Padilla says it's 1-0 Astros already, and we don't have it on.
Well, I'm watching it right here on my...
Well, why didn't you say something?
Well, because we were talking about Wagyu chili.
Oh. Well, I got to turn it on here. And
would you put the game on already?
I got to keep folks updated.
Literally, you had one job.
Yeah. 1-0 already. Boy, the Astros bats have woken up. They love Globe Life Stadium.
Bregman, homer to the left center.
The hell
Hope Banana
Bregman.
Boy enjoyed that one.
Jeez. Bregman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the Astros.
Can you at least mute your phone? Could you at least mute your phone?
Do I have to mute it?
Well, I mean...
Alvarez is he's been good since they got to Arlington.
Pledge, can we listen in to Jordan at the plate?
Full count, payoff pitch, swung on, and that's drilled to center. It's a line drive, base hit off the curve. So make it 8 for 14 for Alvarez against left-handed pitching in this postseason.
I guess my phone's way behind. I'm waiting for a line drive single here, and I'm not getting that.
Right-handed batter. They've got that Cuban combination.
Wow.
Alvarez and Abreu.
This has got to be it, Jason. Montgomery with the windup, the pitch. Base hit.
Well, I mean, you knew it was a base hit 3 pitches ago because your TV is so delayed compared to the Rangers broadcast. We'll do this live listen in throughout the afternoon here on the Blitz. Again, the Astros with the early lead on the Texas Rangers 1-0. We'll keep you posted as we continue here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star out here at Bernie Champion, where, Joe, I'd imagine with where we are in the press box, the elevation No cloud in the sky. You could probably see for 10 miles here, crystal clear.
I can. And you know how green that field is? There's 2 shades of green, as a matter of fact, down there. And I can see all of that so clear because of my good friends at Parkhurst New Vision. Look, I've been talking about Parkhurst New Vision now for about 3 months because that's about the time I got my lens replacement surgery done. And it has completely changed my life. Look, they did one eye, my right eye, right? And that's the eye that controls the near stuff, right? The menus, the newspapers, the magazines, and all of that stuff. I used to need readers for that. Not anymore. I don't need them at all. In fact, I don't even worry about them. I'm giving them all away. I gave a couple of pair to Rob Thompson. He's wearing them now, and he should go see my friends at Parkhurst New Vision. And if you're like me, you're tired of dragging those readers around, you need to go see them as well. 210-585-2020. You can also check them out online at sanantoniolasik.com. Offer a variety of services at Parkhurst New Vision, like the lens replacement surgery I had. They also do LASIK. They do cataract surgery, all of which are going to change the way you see the world. Look, you owe it to yourself to at least give them a call, ask some questions. They will answer every question you have. They certainly did that for me. They'll do that for you. Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020.
Here's what's on tap this weekend on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday, it's a Big Ten showdown as Penn State battles Ohio State at 10:30. Then it's NL Championship Series Saturday night at 6:30. On Sunday, the Ravens tackle the Lions at 11 a.m., followed by the game of the week, the Dolphins and Eagles on Sunday Night Football at 6:30. And that's what's on tap this weekend on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Mother's Window Tint, your car stereo and auto security headquarters. We've got a deal on window tint, and we've got a deal on car alarms too. You got to get to Mother's Window Tint right now, because if you do, it's National Pizza Month, and we're going to give you a free 18-inch one-topping pizza from Sophia's Pizzeria. That's right. Come get your windows tinted. Come buy an auto alarm, get your stereo installed, and we're going to give you a free pizza. It makes going to Mother's Window Tint that much more special. All stores open Tuesday through Saturday in San Antonio, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. On the web at motherswindowtint.com. Like us on Facebook. Hey, I got an idea. Go to Mother's Window Tint today and get your windows tinted. Buy an alarm system and make sure you get a free pizza from Sophia's Pizzeria while you're there. Remember, do it at Mother's and save.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get here for happy hour, weekdays from 2 till 7, and again late night for $1 off liquor, wine, and drafts, plus shareable apps starting at $2.
We're going abroad for the first time in years, to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Monday on R&R in the morning. Todd Archer gets here at 7. Jeff Traylor just after 9 as he's just back from Boca. How'd UTSA FAU go? Cowboys got a bye weekend, but we got a lot of work to do. Now back to the Blitz. Jason and Joe, we're playing golf on Sunday, boys. You better hit the driving range.
You know, I don't know that I'm going to hit the driving range on Sunday morning. Rudy J set our tee time for 7 a.m.
Yeah.
On Sunday.
That's good for y'all.
For who?
Get out in the fresh air and play a little golf.
Mm-hmm. I told him I would make it. But I would not put money that I make it.
Dude, you got it. If you told him you were going to make it, you got to make it. I mean, come on. You're a man of your word.
Most of the time.
Well, then you need to be this weekend.
Well, I mean, I will plan on making it.
So what Rudy's thinking, he's thinking of you.
No, he's not.
Well, sure. 7 o'clock, you'll be done by 11, home at noon.
Yeah.
Watching football.
That was the only tea time available. He wasn't, because we were like, anytime between 9 and 10. Yeah, dude, let's do that.
Didn't work out, huh?
7 a.m. Sun's not even up yet.
Yeah, you guys gonna need flashlights,
and it's gonna be cold.
No, it's not. Is it?
It's gonna be cold.
It's not gonna be cold.
It's gonna be cold. It's chilly in the morning,
dude.
Chilly.
As in dog.
Absolutely. I mean, but you look at 7 a.m. tea time on a Sunday morning. So I'm catching a flight. Sunrise is at 7:39.
I hope you're not going to Picks Saturday night.
I might. I think it's Chandler and the Bings that are out there.
Oh, wow. 7 a.m. It's going to be 65 degrees, cloudy skies, according to my app.
But if sunrise is at 7:40.
Well, you're going to be playing in the dark for about 5 holes.
They delay the start, a little staggered start.
Yeah.
I mean, Pledge had a 7 a.m. tee time a couple weeks ago. He showed up at 8. I can do that.
Yeah, but they were already like 3 holes down the line.
Dude, I mean, look, they start serving beer at 10. That's when I'll get there.
Well, dude, you can find a way to, hide a few beers in the golf bag.
Of course.
Yes.
Pledge is bringing them.
Oh, Pledges.
We've already gone over this.
Well, Bo's not listening, is he?
Yeah. Are you kidding? I want to see if Bo, the boss man over there at Golf Club of Texas, is going to be out there at 7 a.m.
No. He's the boss. Of course not.
I didn't see him at noon last week.
Exactly.
I don't think he's allowed out on Sundays.
It'll be fun for you guys out there. Little fellowship early in the morning. That'll be fun.
Well, that's what it is. And what's great, too, is, with both the Cowboys and Texans on a bye and, the football package they have there at the Golf Club of Texas, you get done with the golf and stick around there and watch football. And, you look at the schedule, and there are some better games than I think people are giving them credit for. I see a lot of people trashing the schedule this weekend. And, yeah, there are some ugly ones and some with quarterbacks that you wouldn't be able to identify, I promise you, either by name or photo because of injuries, but in reality, there are some really good games on the schedule this weekend.
Well, I'm looking forward to Sunday night for sure. Miami and Philadelphia. That's going to be a lot of fun. But I think that Detroit-Baltimore game has potential to be a pretty good football game. So you're right. There are some good games. Look, it's Sunday. Who gives a damn what the matchups are? I mean, I have people that, that's a crap. Well, okay, don't watch then. Go play tiddlywink somewhere. And come on.
I think Washington, New York could be good. Tampa Bay, Atlanta could be good. You mentioned Lions, Ravens. And look, I look at the Ravens team. They've won some games, but who have they played? Right? I mean, Detroit, how good is their offense really? I think this weekend you get a pretty good idea. Chargers, Chiefs could be really good. I mean, the Chargers are great at losing by 3 points or less. I mean, you look at some of the games this weekend, it was 6 teams on a bye. There's still plenty of good football coming up on Sunday.
Yeah, there is, and it's going to be a good Sunday. Like I say, I'm looking forward to Sunday night. I think for Philadelphia, that's a test at home against Miami, a high-powered offense. That's going to be a big test for the Eagles. And obviously, if you're a Cowboys fan, you're going to be a Dolphins fan Sunday night.
Well, that's exactly right. Possible Super Bowl preview will be the billing on this one. And I think that's fair and accurate.
Sure.
Right? But, the NFL is such a weird place in a sense of Miami can hang 70 one week and lose to Buffalo the next. You look at the Philadelphia Eagles coming off of a loss, playing on the road at night in Philly. It's not going to be cold, but it's not going to be Miami.
No.
And playing on that crap field that they have there in Philadelphia.
Lincoln Financial's not crap.
Dude, you've walked on that field. I mean,
have.
you've been. It's sand litter and sand and kitty litter kind of mixed
It's
with.
a hell of a lot better than the Vet.
Well, I mean, the Vet was concrete and a floor mat. I mean, but it's still not the greatest of surfaces. And I say that in a way, you think about a Miami team that is all about speed. That playing surface helps neutralize some of that speed, an advantage that Miami might not have as much of on Sunday night.
Well, the guy I'm going to be watching is Jalen Hurts because he has not played well this year. He really hasn't. And last week he was terrible. I'm going to watch him. Can he regain the form that he had last year? That's a big question mark. And for that Eagles team to do anything, he's going to have to. But he just has not been able to get things started thus far this year. And this is a good opportunity on a Sunday night. Everybody's watching. Good matchup. And so I'm looking forward to that football game for sure.
And then, of course, your Monday night game is San Francisco and Minnesota. Today's the anniversary of the McCaffrey trade.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
I mean, it feels like Christian McCaffrey's been a 49er for life, yet it's been literally one calendar year since that trade was made. But you look at the health of San Francisco, but how are they going to bounce back? And I think Minnesota is a great team for them to bounce back against, although on the road in Minneapolis. And, you know, Kirk Cousins in his primetime record.
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, look, San Francisco should. Had San Francisco beaten Cleveland, you go in there, you could say, okay, well, maybe Minnesota sneaks up on them. But the fact that they lost last week, I just don't put a lot of stock in Minnesota beating that football team. And I'll say the same for Philadelphia, and that's why the pressure is on them. Obviously, they've got a much tougher matchup than San Francisco does. But nonetheless, I mean, both those teams need to win.
Well, and you think about the game last night. It looked like last night's game was going to be a yawner. And really, for the first half, it was. Jacksonville really having no problem with the New Orleans Saints. The Saints finally find their offense late in the game, made it interesting. It was tied at 24 at one point. But then, of course, Jacksonville is able to get the late touchdown, get the win, even though Al Michaels on the broadcast didn't apparently see the game-winning touchdown.
Lawrence fires. That's caught on the run. Christian Kirk inside the 20. He goes, and Christian Kirk takes the ball all the way to about the 1 yard line. They're going to spot it as he thinks he scored the touchdown, and they're going to call it a touchdown now.
He thinks he scored it because
44 yards for Christian Kirk. Into the end zone he goes.
Dude, that's embarrassing for Al Michaels.
You feel so bad for a legend like Al, because immediately on social media, the old man you need to retire comments are out there. I have no idea what he saw to make him think that Christian Kirk was down at the 1 yard line. Watching the replay of it, you never see an official looking like he's about to mark him down at the 1. He's got the best seat in the house. He's right on the 50 there at the Superdome. Some of the newer press boxes, the radio guys might be calling it from the corner of the end zone, but your national TV guys are always right at the 50. He's got 3 or 4 monitors at least in front of him if he's looking at the right TV, and at no point did it look like Christian Kirk was about to step out of bounds, except for he got close near the 12, but even close.
It wasn't that close.
Wasn't that close.
No.
I have no idea what Al Michaels was seeing or thinking there, and I can only imagine how crappy he feels having a crap call like that on the game-winning touchdown.
Well, and the whole thing was just bad, and it's almost like he didn't see the play, or I don't know. The whole thing, he seemed unsure of what he was talking about. And I'm watching this, and when he said he stepped out of bounds, I'm going, wait a minute. Did he? I said, man, that's unfortunate, but maybe that's smart for Jacksonville because they can run some more time off the clock. But then you see the replay and you're going, I mean, he wasn't even close to being out of bounds.
You know, and Herbie just picks up like Yeah, I didn't hear any of that either. I don't know. Is he blame his spotter? Did the spotter hit him on the shoulder and put a one up or something and confuse him? You hear that and you just feel bad. I mean, because there's no reason from a broadcast standpoint for him to make a mistake like that. It's one thing when you bite on a fake and the quarterback still has it.
Right.
That's going to happen. But in that case, I mean, especially on television where the picture tells the words, I mean, a radio call of that would have been awful. I mean, it's not like he's going to deal with anything like what we're going to deal with tonight for Bernie Champion at Smith Valley in a booth where, you've got to lean forward and put your head out the window to see the scoreboard on one side. I can't see the play clock at all, the one to my right. I could see the one to my left. And, where we sit right now, the way the wall is up to the window, I can see the far 30-yard line, and that's it to my right, unless you're standing up, leaning out the window, which is fine. That's what we will do. We will figure out a way to make it work. But it's not like Al Michaels was dealing with that in the Superdome.
Well, not only the monitors you mentioned, he's got spotters, too. I mean, all over the place. It was an embarrassing call for. I feel bad for him too. Obviously, he's the best, one of the best in the business. There's no question about it. He made a bad mistake. It happens. So we'll move on. I was just upset, not only by that. Oh, it kind of was. Christian Kirk's on my fantasy team, so I was happy about it, and I was happy.
You had New Orleans. You could say why you were upset.
I had New Orleans, so that's not why. They drive down the field, and then their tight end develops stone hands with a pass that is perfectly thrown.
Mm-hmm.
Should have been a touchdown. Should have gone to overtime.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy had stone hands. Catch the football.
Well, at least you're not blaming it on the quarterback. Because if a tight end for Dallas would have dropped a perfectly thrown pass somehow, Schoonmaker, you would have blamed Dak Prescott for that pass, because
Jake Ferguson would have never dropped that pass.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a touchdown, and we've been going to overtime.
I mean, hey, we Jackie Smith never thought he was going to drop that pass either.
Jackie Smith was a Cardinal. He hated the Cowboys. Are you kidding me? He was a Cardinal. It's like, here I am. I can screw the Cowboys right now. I'm just going to drop this.
Drop this in the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
And that was in the second quarter, but everybody makes it seem like there was no time left on the clock. But it's true. Astros continue to lead the Texas Rangers 1-0 in Game 5 of the ALCS, just underway up in Arlington. Let's talk about the scrutiny that Dak Prescott faces. Is it fair? What is fair? That's next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you are shopping for a new vehicle, you need to go see my friends at Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira Itonado complex. Very easy for me to tell you about and recommend Ancira because I am a longtime Ancira customer, and it's because of their great customer service before, during, and most importantly, after the sale. That great customer service is why Ancira has been a top family-run dealership in San Antonio for decades. And Price made Ancira number one. Price keeps Ancira number one. So think Ancira. Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira Itonado complex on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Huebner.
It's R&R in the morning.
Monday on R&R in the morning, we're joined at 7 a.m. by Todd Archer, ESPN Cowboys reporter. 9 a.m., Coach Traylor rolls in.
The Spurs got 3 days to prepare. The Longhorns make it out of Houston without getting bit by a cougar. Party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Get Macy's lowest prices of the season on incredible specials you need for fall. Like 55 to 65% off dressy and everyday coats for him and for her. 30 to 60% off dazzling fine jewelry during our diamond sale. And 65% off comfy sheets and bedding from Charter Club Damask to stay warm on cooler nights. Plus, download the app for even more great deals at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
The smarter way to clean your floors. It's time to make the swap. Swiffer Power Mop.
Introducing the new Swiffer Power Mop, the all-in-one tool that gives you a mop and bucket clean in half the time. The solution's built right in, so no heavy bucket, and the pad has hundreds of scrubbing strips to get deep into grout. Don't mop harder, mop smarter.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
Smoky Moe's Texas Barbecue is the best barbecue in San Antonio. Tailgating or game watching? Build your own barbecue group pack with sliced brisket, turkey, pork loin, or meats of your choice, and all the classic barbecue sides. And let Smoky Moe's take care of the food while you cheer for the team. Early kickoff? Make everyone happy with Smoky Moe's breakfast taco boxes for a crowd. This season, we'd love to see you at our 7 Smoky Moe's locations, or order for pickup or delivery at SmokyMoe'sBBQ.com.
The annual Thomas J. Henry Bark in the Park Pet Costume Contest is coming back to the Sunken Garden Theater. Join us on Saturday, October 21st from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. for a pet-friendly, family-friendly, tail-wagging time. Enter your pet in the biggest costume contest in Texas with cash prizes up to $1,000. All proceeds benefit local pet rescue organizations. There's plenty to do from costume contests, vendors, food trucks, kids zone, and more. For more info or to register your pet in the costume contest, visit bark.tjhlaw.com.
Ever find yourself in a department store with a question, but you can't find anyone who actually works there, so you just wander? That's what it feels like when you call most banks. But at Frost, we have live customer service 24/7, so you can speak to a real human right when you call, every time you call. No phone tree, no bots, just help from a real human when you need it. It's about being there for you. It's about Frost Bank.
Mother's Window Tint, your car stereo and auto security headquarters. You got to get to Mother's Window Tint right now, because if you do, it's National Pizza Month, and we're going to give you a free 18-inch one-topping pizza from Sophia's Pizzeria. Go to Mother's Window Tint today and get your windows tinted. Buy an alarm system and make sure you get a free pizza from Sophia's Pizzeria while you're there. Remember, do it at Mother's and save.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Ryan Engel. I'm Jay Semenix on this Football Friday.
Beautiful day out in Boerne, Texas.
Champion, Smithson Valley. Tonight, our high school game of the week, energized by Hill Electric and Frost Bank. Pre-game at 6:30, Rudy. Kickoff is at 7. Over under on what time Rudy J makes his way to the stadium.
You know, they called you Dad this morning on R&R in the morning with Rob and Rudy.
They did?
Yeah.
In what regard?
Rob called you Dad. Because he said, you know, Jason's telling you not to be late. And he said, you know, have you ever been late? And Rudy said, no. Well, then you can't tell a man not to be late if he's never been late.
So Rudy lied to Rob?
I don't know. I'm not into this. I'm just I'm reporting the facts.
Well, all right.
Just what was said. So then he said, Dad. So, you know, calling you Dad.
Rudy has never missed the beginning of the show.
Because that's all that matters.
I mean, now he has showed up while the intro was playing. I have texted Rudy like, dude, where are you? On the elevator.
Oh, Rudy.
And Rudy has asked me 3 different times this week where we're at.
Yeah.
How do you get there and what time?
Well, you know, it's really easy. You plug it into your GPS and man, I mean, it takes you right here. It's great.
It's amazing how that works.
No problem.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, because I have changed games on our original schedule for tonight.
Right.
Whatever we had, we changed it. So to just look, but also so many games moved to 7:30 starts. This one's 7 for kickoff, which means pregame at 6:30. And, you know, I mean, you know, 30, 45 minutes before the broadcast, you should probably be there. We can go over some things, you know, but.
Nah, it's overrated.
Mm-hmm.
Dad.
But see, I mean, Rudy needs it. Rob appreciates it. I mean, when you talk about, you know, a grown-ass man that needs a reminder for about everything, right?
Oh,
every story you've ever heard about Rob Thompson is 100% accurate.
Well,
and the best part is Rob generally tells stories on himself because he really can't believe that just happened.
Being around Rob now as much as I have been over the last couple of years, you're absolutely right. But it adds to the character, right? I mean, Rob's character, so
yep, absolutely. But again, at some point, I mean, especially coming out here, Rudy probably needed the reminder.
Probably so. I don't know what the traffic is like on I-10 this time of day.
I would imagine it sucks.
I don't know.
Look at the ratings that they give us. It's called TSL, time spent listening. In the afternoon, it's forever because traffic sucks. I mean, you and I are the only guys that love traffic.
Well, of course we do.
Because we work afternoon drive radio, and that means you're stuck in the car listening to us.
Well, and we appreciate it, by the way. So
we do.
Keep
Absolutely.
Doing it. Yes.
I hear traffic issues, and I'm like, all right, unless I'm in it. Right? Like if we would have gotten off today because let's say the Astros and Rangers playing right now and they said, let's preempt the Blitz and carry baseball, we'd be stuck in traffic right now complaining that we're stuck in traffic.
Sure.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And why didn't we do that, by the way?
Because we've got high school football tonight.
Oh, okay. All right. And you don't think I guess the game won't be over by then, will it?
No, and we're so close to sold out. If we took the day off, they couldn't make everything good.
Well, that's true.
So, I mean,
which is a good.
It is.
It's good.
Friday off.
Well, I mean, there's always that.
I mean, a free day off. I mean,
a free day.
You could have burned a day if you wanted to,
sure.
but why would you do that?
I wouldn't.
No. Look for the free days. So interesting story. I want to say interesting story. Interesting answer to a question Mike McCarthy gave while doing an interview with Mad Dog Radio on Sirius XM yesterday when he was asked about the scrutiny that his quarterback has to deal with.
I love Dak Prescott as our quarterback. I think the way he's built all the way through, obviously his physical skill set is excellent, but what he endures mentally and emotionally compared to the other 31 is unique. I've never seen, and speaking on experience of being around great quarterbacks, I've never seen a quarterback under a microscope like he is. And just his consistency, and his personality and work ethic and how he handles all that and navigates all that and he gets out and goes out and performs it every week. I think it's special what he has to endure.
Well, it is, but he's the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, and scrutiny comes with the territory when it's like that. Everybody's talking about him. It's one thing for us, Jason, because we're the Cowboys affiliate here in San Antonio. The Dallas media, it's one thing for them. But everybody scrutinizes Dak Prescott, no matter what happens on a national level. It's incredible, but it goes with the territory. And it just goes to show you, Cowboy fan, that Jerry Jones has built a dynasty when it comes to attention, and he's done a hell of a job. You're always talking about the Cowboys.
Built a dynasty without the trophies, and that's the crazy thing. And, it's interesting, though, the way Mike McCarthy talked about the quarterback, because Mike McCarthy knew what he was getting into when he applied for and took the head coaching job of the Dallas Cowboys, because you understand the attention that the Cowboys get. Dak Prescott was a 4th-round draft pick. He has shown that he is mentally strong enough to deal with the pressure, because there is not another quarterback in the league that gets as much airtime as Dak Prescott, whether they're talking good, bad, or indifferent. And most of it's bad because nobody has the same standard, seemingly, that Dak Prescott has when it comes to the kind of microscope is the word that Mike McCarthy used. And I don't know that there's another quarterback in the history of the game that has had to deal with it, just because of the social media era that we're in right now, coupled with all the different 24-hour talk show networks, and even like when Tony Romo was quarterbacking, you had ESPN, and there were a couple of shows that were debate style shows, but that's it. And now it seems like you have that on several different networks.
Well, you do, and so that's why it's ratcheted up a little bit. But look, I remember Tony Romo couldn't do anything right. I mean, and when he fell down in that playoff game against Seattle, I mean, he heard about that forever. When he went off to Mexico with what's her name?
Jessica Simpson.
That girl, yeah. I mean, you heard about it forever. It was the worst thing that ever happened in the history of worst things to ever happen. And so he got his scrutiny for sure. And you wonder, because Tony Romo had never had a defense. He always had to outscore everybody. Never had a defense. So I think Tony Romo was a hell of a quarterback, and I think he'll go down as a very underrated quarterback.
There was, I mean, he didn't have a defense like what Dak expected to have this year or what Dak had last year. And you think about some of the weapons that Tony Romo had, the offensive line that he had, some of the receivers that he had. What I find interesting, because, you know, I get called a Dak defender now, and I'm really not, although I don't think he's as awful as so many of you guys think he is. But I was a card-carrying member of the Romosexual fan club. And everybody hated Tony Romo. And now it feels like, because you like him on television, yeah, he wasn't so bad. Now that you see what you have with Dak Prescott, damn, I miss those Tony Romo days. But you look at the offensive lines that he had, some really good defensive players on his team, you know, like a DeMarcus Ware. And even then, I mean, Bill Parcells, you guys go to Mexico, get the hell out of here, man. You've earned the bye. Nobody gives Jason Witten crap for being on that same trip. Of all people, was on that same trip. Yep, Tony Romo, because he's there with his celebrity girlfriend and Jessica Simpson, it's his fault. And I go back to that game with the New York Giants. I still get angry thinking about the hate that Tony Romo gets for that game. He threw 2 would-be touchdown passes to Patrick Creighton, but that dude was not ready for the moment.
No, he
One was wide open in the end zone, and he got alligator arms. The other one going across the middle, and he somehow dropped it. And let's not forget that touchdown that the Giants scored right before halftime, when the Cowboys seemingly had that game at that point well in control. But no, it was all Tony Romo and Mexico's fault.
Well, here's what I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to irritate you for a minute.
Of course.
I would love to see Tony Romo in his prime play quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys with this football team right now. And look, there's no way to prove it, but I believe in my heart of hearts, if Tony Romo was a quarterback of this football team, the Cowboys, they might have a trophy in their cabinet.
You know, I'd like to say sure. I'd like to see what Dak Prescott could do with the running game, DeMarco Murray type, and the wide receivers, and more importantly, the offensive line that the Cowboys had for Tony Romo, if you could get that for Dak Prescott. Because really, you start to...
Wait, what's wrong with the offensive line? I thought it was great.
Who said that?
These five guys, I mean, it was supposed to be like, oh, this offensive line, as long as those 5 guys are healthy.
Wait a minute. There is a difference between these guys are great and these are our best 5 offensive linemen.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
I mean, that offensive line started going downhill when Travis Frederick had to retire.
Just like there's a difference in a good performance and a great performance. Right, so keep that in mind the next time you want to throw great. Boy, it was a great performance by Dak Prescott. It was a good performance.
You can define great however you want, because as Mike McCarthy said, there are some people out there, no matter what he does, it's not going to be good enough.
It was a good performance.
Because he's got a star on his helmet. I mean, you told me earlier how good what's his name, Derek Carr played, and I was like, did you see the first half? Well, the fourth quarter was good, but you literally said on the air he had a great game.
Whoa.
Pledge?
Great?
Did you hear that earlier?
Great? I don't recall saying great. I said he played well in the second half. What I didn't like about Derek Carr last night, I'll be honest, he was bitching about everything. I mean, he'd be and look, and
have you never watched the guy play
sometimes
before?
No, I don't see him that often. But sometimes it was justified. Sometimes I'm not sure that it was, but it was never his fault. Look, I'm not a Derek Carr fan necessarily, but you know, he played pretty well in the second half. Brought him back from 24-9 down. That's pretty good.
It's pretty
without
good.
a running game, by the way, because they couldn't run the football to save their life.
Yeah, you just look at Derek Carr in the second half. He played well. Why were they down 24-9? Because he was bad in the first half.
Sure.
He was bad in the first half, right?
Well, I was watching this crappy baseball game.
Last night's baseball game was beautiful. I don't know what you were talking about.
It was a crappy baseball game last night.
You 3-0 before dinner's ready?
Yes, exactly.
It was fantastic. I smoked some pork chops last night.
So I was irritated and just switched it over and watched a little football.
Well, it's because, like you jumped the gun and said that the series was over after game 2, and you were trying to figure out how you were going to backpedal out of saying the series is not done now that the Astros have tied the series at 2 and are about to take a 3-2 series lead.
Well, my source was bad.
Your source was bad.
Coach Hill on line 1.
Yeah, exactly right, Pledge. Oh, man. What's still 1-0 in game 5, by the way. The Astros with the lead. We're in the bottom half of the third inning. Texas with a runner on first and 1 out.
Yeah, one out. A 2-2 pitch coming. I don't know how far behind we are. Pledge, can we listen in live a little bit to the Rangers broadcast?
Double play that Corey Seager hit into last night, but this one eluded Abreu. It was down a little bit lower, and he couldn't get the glove down fast enough.
It looked like a fastball from Verlander that was up and may have even been ball 3. It was so high. But time turns it around, and now here a swing by Simeon, and he pops one up right side of the infield. Abreu is under it. He makes the one-hand grab. And that is a quick second out here. Simeon popping up in the infield for the second time tonight.
Went after a high fastball. It was in the strike zone, but toward the top of the zone. Right out over the middle of the plate, too. That's a pitch that normally Marcus is going to handle.
Marcus now 3 for 18 in this championship series. So 2 men out now for Corey Seager with runners at the corners. First pitch, Corey swings and shoots a fly ball into left. McCormick is there. Easy chance. He's got it. And what could have been a big rally here fizzles after just 2 pitches. Simeon pops up in the infield. Seager flies to left. No runs, a hit. 2 men remaining on base. We go to the 4th. It's still 1-0 Houston on the Louisiana Hot Sauce Rangers Radio Network.
And again, as you just heard him, it's still 1-0. Verlander getting out of the jam.
Well, after a base hit that put runners on the corners with only 1 out, yeah, he got out of the jam. Again, this guy throws more pop flies, I think, than anybody. Of course, I'm talking about Verlander, and he has done that to the Rangers, in particularly today. Well, he did it in game 1, too. He just didn't get any run support, and quite frankly, he's not getting a lot of run support so far today, although we're just going to the 4th inning.
Well, and again, I mean, he got the early solo home run to give him a lead. That is where the Astros are right now. With that 1-0 lead. We'll continue to do that throughout the afternoon here on the Blitz. Just a little listening live. Something's going on. You got some base runner, got some traffic. Keep you updated while you're stuck in traffic. Head into a high school football game tonight or whatever your Friday night plans are, just your ride home. We'll keep you posted because we understand how big of a game this really is. And again, such a pivotal game in this series because the home team has yet to win a game in this series.
Not only that, Jason, I saw a stat a few minutes ago. The home team has not led in a game thus far in this series.
That's insane.
Is that insane?
I mean, it really is insane to think that.
That's crazy. I mean, that's just nuts. The home field advantage in this series means absolutely nothing.
Well, and again, the home team has to steal one at home. Which is why this is such a pivotal game for the Houston Astros. Damn near must win, because if the Rangers win today, to think Houston's going to go home and win too. I mean, a betting man, especially. Verlander's not going to be available for game 6 or 7 if he's pitching today, right?
No.
And again, the idea for the Astros, pitch him today, have him ready for game 1 of the World Series because you're going to the World Series. But you got to get this one today on the road because it's must-win game.
Must win. But even if they get this one, there's no guarantee. There is no guarantee. That's the beauty of this series.
Has it ever happened, and I'm sure it has, in a 7-game series, a series that went 7 games, has the road team won all 7?
That's a good question. I'm sure it has, but I couldn't tell you that it has.
I almost feel like Houston's been involved in something like that.
It's so bizarre, and the Astros have been this way all year long. They just have not played as well in Minute Maid Park. They have played incredible baseball, though, at Globe Life. I don't know what I think coming into the series like 9-4 at Globe Life. The Astros with the lead there, and so they've won a couple of more at Globe Life. So it's just an incredible home field for them.
It did happen once in
Really?
any sport in a best-of-7 format. And Jason, you are right. It was the Astros.
Wow.
In their 7-game series against the Nationals in the World Series.
That's right. The World Series, the home team didn't win anything.
Wow.
That's right.
And there was a Rocket Spurs series that started like that, too, back in the 90s.
Shut up, man. Akeem doing that to David. We don't need to remember that.
I do remember that, right?
Why would you bring that up, James Pledger?
Rockets won the first two, right?
Why would you want to ruin a Friday like that? Bring that up.
I remember that, though. Rockets won the first 2 in San Antonio. And then
hey, Coach Kale.
They went back and the Spurs tied it up in Houston. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so it has happened where in a best-of-7, Astros in the World Series, everybody, every home team lost every game.
That's just nuts. I mean, it's just nuts. So it's happened one time, which is incredible.
And it involved the Astros, who have home field advantage here.
They didn't want it, but the Rangers kind of screwed that up for them.
Yeah. And again, I remember we joked about it, Pledge. We're celebrating the division win. Is this really a good thing? We just secured home field throughout. Yeah. Uh-huh. It's interesting. 1-0 right now. The Astros with the lead on the Texas Rangers. At the bye week for the Dallas Cowboys, how satisfied is Jerry Jones over the first 6 games? He talked today. We'll hear what he had to say as we continue here on the Blitz. Cowboys, they've got the bye this weekend, but plenty of great football this weekend, and you want to have some fun watching the games, make sure you go download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Use my promo code STAR, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $500. Plus, new customers will have a mystery special pick live in their Pick'em lobby. The Pick'em lobby, the Pick'em game is what I play every week. Love playing it. You pick between 2 and 5 players to build your Pick'em entry and select whether you think a player is going to go higher or lower their projected stats. Just enjoy the games. And, you could win up to 20 times your money on a single entry if you go 5 for 5. It's a fantasy game, but you can win real cash, and it is legal in Texas. Again, promo code STAR when you sign up, and Underdog Fantasy will double your first deposit up to $500. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, promo code STAR. Download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com.
The Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
I love San Antonio, man. I love it.
On 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Mother's Window Tint, your car stereo and auto security headquarters. We've got a deal on window tint, and we've got a deal on car alarms, too. You got to get to Mother's Window Tint right now, because if you do, it's National Pizza Month, and we're going to give you a free 18-inch one-topping pizza from Sophia's Pizzeria. That's right. Come get your windows tinted. Come buy an auto alarm. Get your stereo installed, and we're going to give you a free pizza. It makes going to Mother's Window Tint that much more special. All stores open Tuesday through Saturday in San Antonio, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. On the web at motherswindowtint.com. Like us on Facebook. Hey, I got an idea. Go to Mother's Window Tint today and get your windows tinted. Buy an alarm system and make sure you get a free pizza from Sophia's Pizzeria while you're there. Remember, do it at Mother's and save.
Now's the time to head out to your nearest Ewald Kubota dealer and get a great deal on a brand new Kubota M-Series tractor during the Ewald Kubota Inventory Reduction Sale. Get a feature-loaded M5, 6, or 7 with powerful engine options. And with Kubota, you get comfort, quality, and value. So get a great deal on the Kubota M-Series during the Ewald Kubota End-of-Year Inventory Reduction Sale. From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas for over 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Big games, big concerts, big events. Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Any city, any event. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, and events from San Antonio to Las Vegas. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Smoker's Paradise, your premium smoke shop. Vaporizers, disposable e-cigarettes, hookah accessories, water pipes, cigars, and more. Now with 15 area locations, including the newest location at South Cross and Highway 37. Visit smokersparadise.com. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
From the George Salinas Personal Injury Attorney Studios, this is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. KTFM Floresville. KTFM Floresville. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Astros and the Rangers are at it. They're in the top of the fourth. The Astros with a 1-0 lead over the Texas Rangers. And, of course, later tonight, the NLCS between the Phillies and the Diamondbacks. 7:30, Phillies lead that series 2-1. And Art Briles off the hook. A judge says he was not negligent in the case involving a former female student back in 2014.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix on this Football Friday. We're out in Bernie today.
And it's a beautiful day out in Bernie. All the Smithson Valley coaches are arriving, getting set up in their booth here.
Yeah.
Press box.
I mean, getting their steps in and a press box without an elevator. Let's carry all this equipment upstairs.
Come on, they're young guys, man. They can do it.
Are you kidding?
Problem.
Well, and it's funny because like last week we were watching preseason basketball. During the, and was it the Johnson basketball coaches were all in our booth. Now Chad Cale, who's the head baseball coach at Smithson Valley and probably the best baseball coach or one of the best baseball coaches in the city, just keeps walking by for no reason. Dude, you can come over here and watch the TV. You can peek in.
Absolutely, no problem.
I mean, there's nowhere to go in this place. You keep going back and forth. You want to watch baseball? Come on over. You can do that.
Absolutely, we'll share. No problem.
That's it. I mean, what is Guac Bus? It's still 1-0.
It's still 1-0. We'll keep you posted, Coach.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting because Chad Cale's been at Smithson Valley forever.
Yeah.
And it's fun because it's been a while since I've done a Smithson Valley game. But for, 12 years, I did nothing but Smithson Valley games. And, during the great runs, the 3 state champions and, so many players that have gone through. But the fact that Larry Hill has been there, but so many on his staff are still with them. But I look at Champion. You've got Josh Atkins, who played quarterback out at Smithson Valley, and Ben Woodchuck, who, a great baseball player and football player. They're on the staff now of Champion. And it's like, I haven't been doing this long enough to, you run into a player and they're in their 30s with a family and little kids. And I haven't been doing it that long, but it is kind of strange.
It is strange, and that's going to be a nice reunion out there with Coach Hill.
Well, I'm sure that they will root for him every week, but tonight they want to kick their ass. I mean, that's how it goes.
And they'll shake hands and make nice out on the field before the game, and then you're enemies for 3 hours.
That's exactly what it is.
Sure,
that's exactly what it is.
Ought to be a good game out here tonight. Hopefully, I know Smithson Valley is playing really well though, so Champion's got its hands full.
Number 6 in the state. in this 5A ranking.
Smithson Valley.
For Smithson Valley.
Yeah.
Number 1 in the city in the sub 6A. And their only loss on the year, a 1-point loss in the season opener to Reagan, which is the number 1 6A school in the San Antonio area.
This is the first year that Smithson Valley is back at 5A, right? They moved down in the latest
realignment. Which is, and they're where they need to be.
Sure.
But looking poised to make one of those deep playoff runs.
Let's hope so.
Although I look at what they're doing, Alamo Heights. I think the difference, like Alamo Heights, their district, and I hate to say it, but I mean, they're winning every game, 50-0 at halftime. Are they going to be battle tested enough when they get into those dogfights in the postseason? Smithson Valley will be, beating a Wagner team, seeing whatever happens tonight against Champion, knowing that they're in a tougher district. When they get in those playoff battles, it is going to be tougher.
It makes a difference. It truly makes a difference. And every coach will tell you that. That's why Alamo Heights tried very hard to get out of that district. They really did. And no disrespect to anybody over there, but it is what it is. And they tried to get out of the district and weren't successful.
And again, it's you got to schedule tough non-district, but and it's, I mean, you look at the other teams that are there. I mean, games aren't even close. I mean, sometimes you go, is this fun? Is this fair? It's
not.
And again, I know life isn't fair and it's not, but you would think if you're doing realignment, trying to create the most competition or equal parts competition, you would be able to do something. Although I still wonder why Lee is still a 6A team. Because of enrollment numbers, MacArthur finally dropped down to 5A, and there was nothing any ISD could do about it. But when you look at the available students for athletics at Lee, it shouldn't be a 6A school. If they were in 5A and competing at that level, you would have a lot more success at football.
Absolutely, you would. And it'd be a lot more fun for the kids. And that's the thing I think that some of these administrators lose track of. I mean, when it comes down to it, you want the kids to on the field and every day or every Friday say, look, we got a shot at winning this football game. So I feel bad for the kids at Lee. I feel bad for some of those Southside schools when they line up against Alamo Heights because, most likely, unless something really strange happens, you're going to walk away and you're not going to win this football game.
When you think about where the Dallas Cowboys are right now, going into the bye week, Jerry Jones on 105.3 The Fan this morning was asked to give his team a grade. After 4-2 record, how would you grade the season to this point?
I'd give it a good grade, a really good grade. Now, what is good? The coach's grade, a winning grade or losing grade. You don't have a percentage type grade. We do in scouting, we put a numerical number on it. But, of course, your coaches don't always grade the same way as the scouts and vice versa. And therein lies the eyes of the beholder. But you've got to give credit to the coach. He probably understands more of what he's trying to get done with the player against that opponent that week than our scouts do.
I'm not exactly sure what Jerry was trying to say there, but he's going to give him a good grade, whatever that means.
Exactly. I mean, he's the kind of teacher you wish you would have had. It's kind of like having a coach for biology, right? You're going to get a good grade, dissect the frog, and get out of there.
Oh, Jerry. Well, I mean, he's give him a good grade for whatever he considers that. Look, they're 4-2, and I think you have to. They're only a game back in the NFC East, a game back of everybody, in fact, right now. So you got to give them a good grade. You can't give them a bad grade. But they've got to play better moving forward because the schedule's about to get a hell of a lot tougher.
Although while they're 4-2, I don't necessarily know that I would give them all good grades because offensively, there's still a lot of things that are a work in progress.
They've been terrible offensively.
Yeah, I mean,
you can say it.
But you could say it. Well, see, I mean, that's not exactly true. I mean, it's like good and great. Your definition of terrible and somebody else's, mine. I wouldn't say they've been terrible, but they're not hitting all strides, which tells you at 4-2, man, if they can start getting on a roll and find that stride, they could be pretty dangerous.
Well, they could be, and I could win the lottery tonight. I mean, all these things.
Chances of them getting on a bit of a roll and you winning the lottery are two very different things. But you're right. I mean, you asked earlier. I mean, how did Verlander get Kate Upton? Did you think he had a shot? He said, I do.
Therein lies the eyes of the beholder.
Well, I mean, that's the idea there. But, going into the bye, Jerry Jones, yeah, sure, guys, take your time, do what you need to do. But he is happy right now, surprisingly, at 4-2.
Well,
Jerry?
I think it's a great opportunity for them individually to reflect. It lets you restart. I'm a big believer on an individual basis of cleaning your slate and trying to get fresh. That could be by the month, that could be by the year. And certainly kind of a refreshing time is when you look back and say, well, would I try again, or would I take this 4-2 and go forward and build with what we've done to get to 4-2? I'll take this 4-2 for us. I will. Because I think we're here. We've arrived in reasonably good shape on availability. That's injury. Looking ahead, I like how we have evolved and players we're counting on, especially young ones. I think these 6 games have really put us in good stead. I wouldn't want to start over again this year. I like where we are at 4-2.
All right.
Well, I mean, he makes a lot of sense. You're 4-2. The way things have panned out, you've got to buy at the right time. Hopefully, you get some of these guys that have some dings, will get healthy as they get ready. Because, look, they got a Rams team, and I know everybody's going to say, the Rams, that's no big deal. They got Matthew Stafford, and they've got some decent defensive players as well. So it's not going to be a pushover. And then you got the Eagles on the schedule. You got the Bills, the Dolphins. I mean, it's all coming up, and the schedule's going to get a little bit tougher.
It is going to get a little bit tougher. And again, while some guys can get healthier, you're not getting a Diggs back. I don't know about Leighton Vander Esch. How aggressive will the Cowboys be at the trade deadline, which is 11 days away? We'll dive into that next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Stevens Roofing, a family-owned local company, right? I've been talking about Stevens Roofing for a while now, and proud to do so, because look, if you need a roof replacement, if you need a roof fix, there's no better company to call than Stevens Roofing. I say that because all of the folks that work at Stevens Roofing, well, they deal with the same weather that you and I have to deal with, that same weather that causes damage to your roof. So they know what they're doing, and they've been in business for a long time, and they're not going anywhere. And that tells you alone that they know what the heck that they're doing. So look, if you want to get your roof checked out before the winter season comes, the rain, the cold, and all of that stuff that goes with South Texas winter, you need to call Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. You can also get them online at stevensroofing.net. Whatever project you have, you got a commercial project you need taken care of, Stevens Roofing can do that. You want to put a metal roof on your house? Stevens Roofing can do that as well. They're licensed by the city of San Antonio. That's important. Estimates are always free. So be sure your roof is safe and secure with Stevens Roofing, your local roofer. 210-785-0994, online at stevensroofing.net. But don't forget they're saying, buy local, stay local, trust local with Stevens Roofing. 210-785-0994.
Here's what's on tap this weekend on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday, it's a Big Ten showdown as Penn State battles Ohio State at 10:30. Then it's NL Championship Series Saturday night at 6:30. On Sunday, the Ravens tackle the Lions at 11 a.m., followed by the game of the week, the Dolphins and Eagles on Sunday Night Football at 6:30. And that's what's on tap this weekend on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney and owner of the Thompson Law Firm right here in San Antonio. In the short amount of time I have to talk to you, I want you to remember 2 things. First, if you or a family member is injured in an auto collision, remember, you need to call an attorney as soon as you can after the collision. I don't have enough time to tell you the many, many reasons why, but trust me, the earlier you contact an attorney, the better. Second, when you call is as important as who you call. I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've been representing people injured in motor vehicle and trucking collisions for 28 years. Each placed their trust in me to do everything it takes to attain a just and fair recovery and to get honest, trustworthy legal advice. You can trust me to do the same for you. If you or a family member has been injured in an auto collision, call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400 or at my website, alawyerforus.com.
SA Card House is the premier card house in San Antonio. That's right. All of our poker playing listeners tuning in, SA Card House is a must visit. It offers a beautiful atmosphere. It's clean, it's inviting, and it's top-notch customer service for your poker playing pleasure. SA Card House brings a unique and completely new vibe to card houses, offering games for all skill levels, which is why I'm so in love with it, because I'm just a beginner. I go in there and they make me feel welcome, and everybody kind of teaches you the game. And they got games for you professional level poker players. And don't forget about Foster's Bar and Grill. I've had just about everything on the menu, and everything is fantastic. They have 3, 4, maybe 5 different chefs in there, all great food, and I've had the best banana bread pudding that you can possibly ever have. Everything's made from scratch, and of course, the poker playing is top-notch. SA Card House is a private social club, and they're always accepting new memberships. Visit sacardhouse.com for more info. Stop in for a quick drink. Check the space out. That's SA Card House at Bitters and 281.
Hey guys, are you over 30? Let's talk about testosterone and performance. Your testosterone can decline at an average of 1% to 2% a year after you turn 30. And Revive Men's Health have been experts at treating men with low testosterone and ED since 2011. We're the clinic guys come to when their current treatment isn't working. They have a complicated medical condition, or they're just not happy with their performance. We love what we do and the patients we care for. You can ask our patients. We did, and we have a 99% patient satisfaction rate this year. Our patients even tell us we're more affordable than their insurance deductibles and copays. Let's get to the bottom of your issues and fix them. That's what we do, and we do it really well. Book your T-check and exam today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or send us a private message at revivemenshealth.com.
What if you could build a 6-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a 6-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author and star in a new Hollywood documentary called The Baby Boomer Dilemma. In this film, economists and Nobel Prize-winning PhDs share a strange concept I call the retirement discount. Income with the same dollars saved, and your money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even people who are on track have shifted money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money, call to get a free copy of this brand new movie, The Baby Boomer Dilemma, at 800-648-0303. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you'll get it completely free, plus 2 hours of bonus behind-the-scenes footage. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call right now, 1-800-648-0303. That's 1-800-648-0303, 1-800-648-0303.
Check out the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
If you're San Antonio, there are benefits that come along with it. I will cut you the front of the line. We're going to hype the return.
On 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Ryan Eagle. I'm Jason Minix on this Football Friday. Out in Bernie. Got Bernie champion against Smithson Valley tonight as our game of the week, energized by Hill Electric and Frost Bank. But I got to be honest with you, Joe. Astros leading right now 1-0 in the 5th inning. Astros have 2 on. There is a challenge. Let's do a listen in on the Rangers radio network.
Far enough to advance the lead runner. And now there are men at first and third with 2 outs. And Jose Altuve coming up. Customize your home feed with your favorite postseason team. Watch daily recaps, get personalized stats, highlights, and breaking news every day, all on the MLB app. So download it today. Altuve today is grounded to second and grounded to short. Five for 19 in this series with a home run. 5 for his last 11. Down the line from third comes Tucker, and the pitch is high and outside for ball 1 on a curve that didn't have any bend to it at all. Young is playing deep at third and close to the line. Tucker able to get a pretty good lead from third base. Pena good speed at first. Dubon on deck. It's 1-0 Houston. Montgomery ready at the letters, and the pitch is bunted out in front of the plate. Himes got it, pegs to first. Altuve is out.
bunt.
And that ball had some crazy spin when it landed in the turf. It came right back to Jonah Heim, and it turned out to be a rather easy play to throw out Altuve and end the inning. So Montgomery gets out.
When you look at where the Astros, they had 2 on and 1 out, and they don't scratch a run across. And that's been the problem when Verlander's pitching. They don't get the run support. So a very disappointing inning there for the Houston Astros because they had the traffic, and I don't know what Altuve was thinking bunting there.
Yeah, and if he was, I mean, that was a horrible bunt because it was right back to the pitcher. If he's trying to get it down one of the lines, okay, I get it and I understand, but not good there. And look, the Rangers tried to give it to him. There was an error, what should have been a double play. Second baseman dropped the ball. So they had opportunities there and didn't come through.
And again, runners on the corners with 1 out, and you don't get any runs. And again, Altuve.
The bunt.
A bunt.
That just seems a little weird, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, although they were playing back.
I know.
So it wasn't a well-executed bunt.
Well, that's a good point. Still, though, I wonder. I mean, if you're Altuve, you have the opportunity to knock the ball out of the park. Right, I'm not sure why you're bunting there. That makes no sense to me.
Well, it's still 1-0 Astros with the lead. We'll keep you posted throughout the rest of the Blitz on this Friday night, and if the game goes long enough, we'll keep you posted when we get into high school football tonight. James will have everything on Extra Innings with Pledge, that little bathroom break that we're going to get between the Blitz and high school football.
Dude, I can't believe that I've been sitting here for 3+ hours. And haven't had to make a trek down to the restroom.
Do you want to go behind the scenes? Did you listen to when you were driving out here to Bernie today? Were you listening to Greeny?
No, that you got out here a hell of a lot earlier than I did.
Well, that's true. Greeny had an interesting situation happen this morning with his producer. They because he does the TV show and the radio show.
Right.
He tells the story. They have the Get Up TV show meeting every morning. And then after that meeting, they have a radio show meeting to kind of go over the rundown because literally he walks from the TV studio across the hall and he starts the radio show. So all the radio show prep, including Greeny, we're with Greeny, is done, at 7:00 in the morning.
Sure.
The TV show meeting went long today, he was saying on the air. So before they started the radio prep meeting, the producer says, well, do we want to start now or do you want to go to the bathroom first? And Greeny looked at him like, that's odd. Admitted that he did have to go.
Uh-huh.
And he looked at Hembo, and Hembo said, look, you go every morning at this time.
Man, now that's scary. They know each other that well.
Well, it's right? Exactly what Greeny was like. This, my wife doesn't know when I go, yet you know my schedule that way.
That's hilarious.
Now, I know Joe well enough, as weird as this sounds, because, a lot of times during commercial breaks, we sit here and we do whatever. For about the last hour, every commercial break, Joe is up. He's standing around, walking in place a little bit, sits down, bending over if you're watching on YouTube. You've got to pee so bad right now.
No, it's really not that bad. I'll be honest with you because, if you're watching on YouTube, you see what I'm talking about. I'll try to describe it radio-wise as well. I've got a 32-ounce bottle of Aquafina here.
Uh-huh.
And I've had about, a quarter of it. And I'm doing that on purpose so I don't have to because if you haven't been with us and you're just with us, the restroom here at Bernie ISD Stadium is like 50 yards away, if not more than that.
Well, I mean,
plus you got to walk all the way down this steep set of stairs.
No elevator at this press box.
Right. So there's no way that I can do that during a commercial break and get back in time. I'd have to miss some of the segments. So I'm trying not to drink a lot of water. Yep. Normally I will do that during a show. So actually I'm okay right now. I mean, it's starting to happen.
I mean, I'm okay.
But if
you were to hear water dripping right now, that would be a problem.
Well, my wife calls it. She calls it the shaky leg.
Yeah, well,
so
you got the shaky leg. Your wife knows you well. You've been. I mean, look, I've seen you. You're bending over a little bit. You're standing up a little bit more. I mean, yeah, but in this stadium, and it's ridiculous in 2023 in a press box that doesn't have an elevator or a bathroom.
Exactly.
I realize I've become very spoiled in doing this all these years, but we're literally on the 45-yard line.
Right.
The bathroom is, about 50 yards behind the end
So
zone.
it's about 100 yards away.
Yeah,
It's about a football field away.
But you've got to walk all the way down the bleachers.
Yes.
And then walk around, jump 3 fences to get over there to the bathroom. And,
Right.
and the men's room is on the far end of that. Right?
Yes.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
So there's no way to do that during a commercial break, just to be transparent.
Well, and if you did somehow get back in time, you wouldn't be able to breathe.
No.
You would be out of breath and sweaty.
Yeah, there's no way. I even if I sprinted down the stairs,
you would fall.
Well, probably.
You would fall.
I'm
Look,
not
Coach
worried.
Gale just handed you a bottle.
Yeah, thank you.
Coaches know how to get it done.
Dude, there's no way. Yeah, that's because that's what he's going to be doing all night. Exactly
you know
right.
what those coaches do.
Of course.
Uh-huh.
The problem is no doors on these things either. So, right?
Dude, that's the least of your problems.
I'm not sure that bottle's big enough, to be honest with you. I got my 32-ouncer over here.
I always wanted just about 6 inches.
Exactly. So it's going to be interesting for you guys. I mean, I'm out of here in about 40 minutes. You guys are you're stuck here for a while.
Well, let's just say extra innings with Pledge might be a little longer today. He might start at 5:45 because I'm getting close.
He might. Yeah, Pledge, be ready. If you didn't know that, I'm going to throw you a curveball, buddy.
You know what? It kind of feels like you're at the end of a road trip, right?
Yes.
It's like, why never stop? Like if you're driving back from Houston, if you're on the way back from Houston, that's why I hate the Buc-ee's in Luling. And when I say hate, I don't hate Buc-ee's, but I hate the Buc-ee's in Luling. I just left. I'm an hour into the trip. I don't need to pee yet.
Right.
And I don't want to stop there. And if I'm on my way home, I'll hold it. If Joanna said, hold it, I ain't stopping there. We're an hour from the house. That's kind of how we are right now at the end of the show.
Well, tell me this, and I don't know if you guys experience this, but if you're on a road trip and you kind of got to pee and you're kind of that way, the closer you get to the house, your body just kind of knows, all right, we're almost there, and you got to go even worse that way. And by the time you're about 10 miles out, man, I'm like, a shaky leg, right? All over the place. It's like, it drives Maggie Chris, baby, I got to stop. We're 10 minutes away from the house. Well,
but you pee like a woman.
It's either that.
Like if you're on a road trip with Ryan Eagle, just realize you are going to stop more than any child has ever asked you to stop, more than any woman has ever asked you to stop.
Dude, that's why I used to love going on road trips with the kids, because they would stop. Oh, well, they got to stop. There's a Dairy Queen. Or they got to stop. There's this. And, so I
solo
I
home
didn't
run
have
for
to.
the Rangers.
How about that?
Game is tied at 1.
Is that Young that did that? No, Nathaniel
no.
Lowe. Okay.
When you think about road tripping with Ryan Eagle,
dude, I'm all good until it starts. It's like mentally, my mind and my body know that we're getting close to home.
Ryan was like, "Anybody need to stop?" No. You sure you don't need to stop? Oh man, we're good. Really, you don't need anything?
Well, I'm
saying, driving. We're stopping.
I'm just saying. I don't want things to get messy. And it's not like I get in the back seat, Luckily for me, guys have it a hell of a lot easier than girls.
Well, they do.
Because I can pull over on the side of the road and find a hidden spot
really?
and take care of things. And then you're back on the road. So.
Local afternoon host Joe Reinigle arrested for urinating in public.
Exactly.
He pulled over 3 minutes away from the Bernie High School stadium. Thought he could make it home.
I wouldn't do that. I'm going to get my money's worth when I leave here and go back to that damn convenience store and use their restroom.
What?
Yes, the one I paid $30 for the beef jerky. They owe me a bathroom visit.
Dude, and that's the other thing if you're just tuning in. Joe Reinigle spent $30 on beef jerky today.
I never spit it out. That's it. What are you showing us, John? What is that?
That online you could buy this same bag of beef jerky for $17.
That's unbelievable. Unless this bottled water was $10.
So Joe,
I think the guy screwed me.
You think?
I think he screwed me. Yeah, donkey of the week. The guy at the convenience store here in Bernie.
Oh, I think it's you.
You're the one that paid for it.
Yeah. Okay. All right, I'm the donkey of the week then. Jeez.
You could have said, "Yeah, I don't need that beef jerky."
I could have said that,
We're-
but I'm like, I was in shock. I was literally in shock when that dude said $30. I'm like,
Ryan Eagle shows up
Oh.
and he's like, "I got the most expensive beef jerky on planet Earth."
obviously it better be Wagyu beef jerky, and it's not. Dude, I was like, I was in shock.
It's not that good.
And it's really not that good. Although John Robbins back here is enjoying it.
Well, because it's $30 jerky that you didn't pay for.
And I'm gonna donate it to the crew here for high school football.
I mean, really, you could take it.
No, y'all can keep it. John would be very upset if I took it.
I don't think he would be.
And Rudy's gonna like it. He can eat this on his diet.
Dude, I don't think
It's not gonna hurt.
I mean, we're broadcasters not drinking water. Having the driest beef jerky on the planet is not a good thing to try to do tonight. I don't want to eat this and not drink water during a broadcast.
You know, we're gonna really disappoint Coach Traylor because that P chart's gonna be awfully yellow.
Huh?
Yeah. He likes his players to be hydrated. Where have you been? You Coach Traylor?
Well, no, I understand.
Yeah,
I'm just, you think about his P chart way too often.
Well, I think it's good. No, I do.
Birds up.
I do because I shoot for that goal. I want to be hydrated enough where
Yes,
it's
you could still
clear.
be hydrated later.
Oh, I'm going to be, but it won't be with water.
I was going to say. I mean, that's what we do.
And where I'll have a bathroom that's closer than 120 yards away.
Coach Kale brought you a bottle.
I don't even know if I could hit a 9-iron to that place.
I know you can't. I don't even know if you could hit a driver over there.
Oh, please. You know me better than that. Don't be jealous.
I mean, you might aim for the bathroom and hit the basketball gym over there.
Dude, I could probably, from here.
While you have to pee?
Maybe an 8-iron.
While you have to
get an
pee
8-iron
with your bladder in its current state.
Dude, my
I like
bladder's
longer
fine
shafts.
right now.
You aren't swinging.
Bladder's fine right
Nothing. Let's do prime picks next
do
here
something.
on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports. It is has their weekend plans. Some of you will get arrested. Hopefully that's not in your plans, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. Ending over still 1-1 between the Astros and Rangers. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, you know the best way to do that is to call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, here in San Antonio, of course, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
All hell is going to break loose.
The Jim Rome Show.
You know, the fact is, to me, this guy's gone from screaming smack to preaching truth.
Clones. Rome is back.
He's great. He's awesome. The guy's insane. He's absurd.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Klein tools are new at Lowe's, pros. Lowe's knows you want top brands and quality products, and Klein Tools delivers. Right now, get the Klein 3-piece Modbox mobile workstation for $319.94 and the Klein 5-piece cushion grip screwdriver set for just $34.97, both exclusively at Lowe's. Shop the largest selection of Klein tools, the highest quality tool brand at Lowe's. Because Lowe's knows tools, Lowe's knows pros.
We're going abroad for the first time in years, to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax. Touchdown! A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax. 100% natural male enhancement formulas only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
SA Card House is the premier card house in San Antonio. That's right. All of our poker playing listeners tuning in, SA Card House is a must visit. It offers a beautiful atmosphere. It's clean, it's inviting, and it's top-notch customer service for your poker playing pleasure. SA Card House brings a unique and completely new vibe to card houses, offering games for all skill levels, which is why I'm so in love with it, because I'm just a beginner. I go in there and they make me feel welcome, and everybody kind of teaches you the game. And they got games for you professional level poker players. And don't forget about Foster's Bar and Grill. I've had just about everything on the menu, and everything is fantastic. They have 3, 4, maybe 5 different chefs in there, all great food, and I've had the best banana bread pudding that you can possibly ever have. Everything's made from scratch, and of course, the poker playing is top-notch. SA Card House is a private social club, and they're always accepting new memberships. Visit sacardhouse.com for more info. Stop in for a quick drink. Check the space out. That's SA Card House at Bitters and 281.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
Oh, hey, everybody. We're back here out at Bernie. I didn't know we were on. Thanks, Pledge. I heard the music, and then I'm like, well, I don't know. That was nice.
You heard music.
I heard music, and I said, well, that's nice. And then Pledge says, hey, oh, by the way, you guys are on.
We're watching baseball.
We are.
And we're getting ready for a football game.
Well, we can go to baseball.
1-1, y'all. Houston, Texas. We just went to the top half of the 6th, and looks like Bregman just walked.
Yeah, and Jordan's coming up, so let's listen in live on the Ranger Radio Network.
Over the outside part of the plate, a fastball from Montgomery for strike 1. You know, some talk here in the ballpark today about making comparisons between this series and the 2019 World Series. Here's the set and the 0-1. And that pitch, a strike on the outside corner, 0-2 the count. In fact, Jose Altuve was asked by the media before the game about that. And Jose Altuve said, I don't want any part of that question. I'm not going to talk about it because in that World Series, the road team won all 7 games. The Nationals beating the Astros 4-3. 0-2 pitch, way outside. He misses there with the sinker. And the count now at 1-2 strikes.
Yeah, same thing. The Astros lost the first 2 at home and then went into Washington and they won all 3 and they lose the last 2 at home.
1 on, 1 out, 1-1 the score. The 1-2 pitch is low and away. Tried to get a chase on the curve. Alvarez lays off, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. New ball tossed out to Jordan Montgomery. Seager in this alignment, pretty much up the middle. Good lead at first for Bregman. The 2-2 pitch, a swing and a foul. This one back into the netting. Alvarez with 6 home runs this postseason, 13 runs batted in. Slightly open stance from the left side. Such a big guy. He's got great plate coverage. Again, the 2-2. And that one is fouled off. Fans don't see the ball. It rolls just a foot off the dirt circle. Alvarez will walk over to pick it up. But he got just a piece of that sinking fastball to stay alive here at 2-2. And that pitch had just enough run, arm side for Montgomery coming in on Alvarez, that all he could do was foul it off. He'll try again here at 2-2. Swinging a little tapper off the plate that spins up over Heim and all the way to the backstop. So Alvarez continues to spoil pitches here. We haven't seen many at-bats like this for either side here today. Again, Montgomery had thrown just 58 pitches through the first 5 innings. He's about to throw his 8th pitch in this battle here with Alvarez. 1 on, 1 out. Tie game, 1-1. And again, Montgomery with the 2-2 pitch. Swinging a hard hit ball, pass low into right field, a base hit. Garcia over to pick it up. Bregman speeding around second. He'll get to third. And it is another hit for Yordan Alvarez as he blisters a single out into right. And now the Astros have runners at first and third with 1 out. Similar situation to what the Rangers had back in the 3rd.
And that was a sinker that was down and in, maybe not far enough in to fully jam Yordan Alvarez. What an incredible hitter he is. And with men on base now, he's 8 for his last 11.
Now we're going to get a visit to the mound here from pitching coach Mike Maddox. His right-hander Josh Spores gets up out of the Rangers bullpen. And the discussion here.
All right, if they're going to visit with the mound, we'll keep you updated with what's going on if there's going to be a change, because we still have to do our prime picks.
We have to do that. It's imperative that we do that because I have to catch up.
Well, I don't know if that's going to happen.
Oh, it's going to happen.
Let's do prime picks on the Blitz.
Prime picks on the Blitz.
You know, every week we pick a bunch of games. Did somebody change our whole deal? Who redid our deal?
Thank you, Ryan.
Oh.
Kind of a pain in the ass now. I don't know what I'm looking at. All right. And James is already in there, so we'll roll through these pretty quick. UTSA on the road against FAU. Roadrunners are a road favorite against Tom Herman.
Boy, I tell you what, it's going to be a difficult football game for UTSA. Should be a good one, but I got to go with the Roadrunners. I think they finally found their stride, both offensively and defensively, and I think UTSA comes away with the win.
I'm taking UTSA as well. Same thing. As long as Frank Harris has been healthy, that offense has found their rhythm. Still a little concerned about the defense, but UTSA goes to the beach and gets a win.
God bless Birds up.
All right.
Texas against Houston.
No brainer there. Texas wins that game easily.
Yeah. The question is, do they cover the 22.5?
Yes. The answer is yes.
Everybody's taking UT. Pledge
That
is
is
taking
correct.
Texas as well. Interesting game to start the day tomorrow. Ohio State against Penn State, a top 25 matchup. I'm taking Ohio State in this one. I mean, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a tough game, but I like the Buckeyes.
Where is that game? Is it at Ohio State or Penn State? Because I think that makes a huge difference in who wins this football game.
Well, it's at the Horseshoe.
Okay, so it's at Ohio State.
That's what that means.
Okay, well, yeah, I'll just clarify it in case other people didn't know that. That guy didn't know. He was asking. In that case, I got to go with Ohio State, too. I think home field makes a difference for them. It's a tough place for opposing teams to win. Should be a great game, but I like Ohio State.
So we're all taking Ohio State.
All taking Ohio State.
A lot of ground being made up.
Against Alabama against Tennessee.
I'm going to go Bama. Everybody wants to write them off as dead. I said a long time ago, they're not dead. I'm going to take Bama in this one.
Well, I don't think Tennessee is as good as advertised.
Hold on. Astros Getty run as the ball goes off. I couldn't see who it was. Astros up 2-1, and I'm taking Alabama.
Rangers are trying to give this game
They're
away.
not trying to.
No, they really are.
It's kind of like people trying to write off Alabama, man. It ain't happening.
No, they're trying to give this game away. They can't do anything here. That should have been a routine play. And it wasn't. So Bama for me as well, Pledge. I'm going to go with Bama. You talk about a team that's found their stride.
Hold on, wait a minute. So on our college games, none of us picked anything different.
Well, there's another college game to go.
All right, USC against Utah.
I'm going Utah. I think USC was exposed against Notre Dame. I think Utah takes care of them. They have no defense. None whatsoever. Utah gets the win.
Utah is good, and they run the ball extremely well. That Trojan defense allowing a little over 4 yards to carry on the ground. But Caleb Williams bounces back at home on Saturday.
Well, good. He'll get part ownership of Utah afterwards.
I'm also taking USC. Caleb Williams isn't throwing 3 picks. And on top of that, I don't think Utah can score enough points to negate that defense.
In the NFL over the weekend, Cowboys, 6 teams on a bye, including the Cowboys and Texans. Washington and the New York Giants in a thrilling NFC East battle. If you need a good nap on Sunday afternoon, this might be your game.
I think it's going to be a good game, actually, and I'm going to take the Giants at home to win this thing.
Wow, there's
the G-men get it done. Y'all laugh all you want.
We are. Look, if you were to say, look, I've got to make up some ground. The obvious choice here is Washington, and you guys are going that way. I'm so far behind. What the hell? So I'm taking the Giants, but to actually believe the Giants are going to win that game. A Washington fan is here. Do you pick Washington?
Well, of course.
Do you think Washington will win? By double digits.
That's hilarious.
I'm taking Washington.
Of course you are.
I, too, am going to go with the Commanders.
Lions and Ravens. I like Detroit. I like Detroit in this one.
Well, I know you do, and it should be a good game. This game is at Baltimore. Second road game in a row for the Detroit Lions. I think they're good. I like the Lions, but they don't get past Lamar Jackson. I'm taking Baltimore.
Wow. Yeah, I'm going to take the Lions. The Lions are playing extremely well. Dan Campbell has them. And Jared Goff, man, he is on fire this season. I don't think they miss David Montgomery that much. I actually think they start to use Jahmyr Gibbs in this game.
Well, they're going to have to. And they said they would. So you're taking Baltimore, Joe?
I am, yes.
Just to clarify.
Yeah.
All right. Just to clarify. Kansas City and the Los Angeles Chargers of Anaheim County.
Well, if you're looking for me to go first, look, I think it's a close game. I think it's going to be a close game.
Well, that's what the Chargers play.
But it's at Kansas City, so they get the win. Since we're not picking the spread, I think the Chargers cover the spread, but they don't win the game.
I'd be good with that. So we're all going to take the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Everybody's taking KC.
Yes.
Everybody.
Everybody.
So Pledge was typing. He changed it up. San Francisco against Minnesota.
Well, that's a no-brainer. San Francisco rebounds. They take care of Minnesota. No Justin Jefferson. Minnesota just can't hang with San Francisco.
What if McCaffrey doesn't play?
Doesn't matter.
What if Debo doesn't play?
It certainly doesn't matter then. Look, they can recover more so from Debo not playing than they can McCaffrey. But I think McCaffrey is going to play, although I don't think he needs to. San Francisco's just too good up all around. And they'll take care of Minnesota.
What is being billed as a possible Super Bowl preview?
What did you take?
San Francisco.
Said San Francisco?
Yeah.
All right. What if Debo doesn't play? What if McCaffrey doesn't play?
Still San Francisco. Pledge, he also took Kansas City. I see you got a blank spot up there.
I'm trying to figure out how to.
You should really type faster. All right. Miami against Philadelphia. Some saying this is a Super Bowl preview. The game is in Philadelphia.
I don't know who's saying that.
Well, did you not watch TV today?
No, well, who cares what they say?
Well, I mean, it's a possible Super Bowl preview.
A possible, sure.
Well, I mean, literally, you've got one of the best teams in the AFC against one of the best teams in the NFC. It's week 7, and the Cowboys are on bye, so they got to make up stupid stuff like possible Super Bowl preview.
Give me Philly. Ooh. Philly all day long. I'm taking Philly at home. They win this game. They rebound, and they take care of Miami.
I'm worried that the speed of Miami will be neutralized a little bit on that crap field they have there in Philadelphia. But I like Miami in this one. I just don't like the way Philadelphia has played yet. This will be their toughest test. I don't think they pass it.
I don't know, they had a pretty tough test last week, and they lost.
And yet this is going to be a tougher test. And for the record, and Pledge, you took the Dolphins.
I did.
Last week we all kind of sucked. I went 5-5. Joe went 5-5. Pledge went 6-4. So on the year, I'm in the lead, still at 38-22. Pledge is a game behind at 37-23. And I'm not good at math, but Joe, you are
32-28.
Yeah, yeah. That's 6 games behind. You did a good job.
I got the 6 games right here.
There you go. Let's listen in a little bit more to the Rangers Astros because there's a lot going on.
We created Comerica co-work spaces. Free for any Comerica.
Well, we're watching on TV, and apparently a lot more delayed than I thought it was going to be, and a lot more runners left on for the Houston Astros, but they do lead 2-1 right now.
Boy, the Astros, though, had a chance to just break this game wide open, and they could not get it done. Bases loaded again with only 1 out. Line drive into right field. They weren't able to tag because it was too short. The catch was made. And then a nice play there to retire the side. So we go to the bottom of the 6th, and the Astros lead 2-1.
When you think about obviously baseball is interesting. And, you take like probably the biggest game of the weekend, at least matchup-wise, record-wise, is Philadelphia and Miami, and so much about the home field advantage. How much does that favor the Eagles? Pledge and I both taking the road team there. This is a baseball series where the road team continues to dominate. It's interesting how home field advantage works in various sports, right? But you look at that game, going back to the Sunday game, really haven't seen that yet. It still feels like a lot of teams are trying to find their stride.
Boy, yeah, that's a great point that you're making. And, it turned that way with both Philly and San Francisco losing last week. I think that kind of brought them back to the rest of the pack, at least as far as the NFC goes. Look, Kansas City has the least amount of talent of anybody, I think, in the AFC. Obviously, they've got the best quarterback in the league. But other than that, they've got Travis Kelce and nothing. But yet they still are able to get it done.
Look, they traded away a Tyreek Hill and went and won a Super Bowl, but they're not scoring at the level we're used to seeing them. And it's because of their wide receiver issues. I think that Rice kid is going to end up being a pretty good receiver for Patrick Mahomes, but he looks for Travis Kelce all day long, right? But you look at a Devontae Adams, who's very unhappy in Las Vegas, $6 million base salary this year, very decent salary next year. I would love to see Jerry Jones try to make a move like that, but if you're Kansas City,
absolutely,
are you doing everything you can to go get a Devontae Adams and add a weapon like that to that offense?
I think you have to at least kick the tires. I think Kansas City will make a move for a wide receiver before the trade deadline. I think they have to get another weapon in there for Patrick Mahomes. So maybe it's not Adams, but I think they make a move for somebody and add some wide receiver talent to their squad.
Do they want a Michael Gallup? I mean, because I look at it yesterday when we were talking with Stephen Jones, we were talking about the trade deadline coming up, and Stephen made it sound like he didn't think the Cowboys were going to be aggressive at all at the deadline.
Really don't have anything that we feel like, we just, got to have. I mean, our bigger thing we need to do is continue to work on just executing as a football team, offense, defense, special teams. And at the same time, if the right situation presented itself, we always look to make our roster better. And, I've had a few injuries, obviously losing Diggs for the year hurt our depth at corner, but we just got Nashawn Wright back, who's a solid player for us. And then, of course, with Leighton being out, for the moment, along with losing Overshone early, we've taken a couple of, hits at linebacker. But, we're always looking to improve ourselves. If the right situation presents itself, we do that. But the bigger thing is we've got a really good football players on our team to do things the right way. And I feel good that, they'll continue to get better as we move forward.
It's going to be interesting to see, and I think they will take a look at some things. Will they make a difference or pull the trigger on something? I'm not sure. I don't know. It's just not the Cowboy way in the middle of the season to be able to do that. But we'll wait and see.
I mean, they've made trades in the season before. Like Amari Cooper is probably the biggest one. Sometimes it's a pieces and parts depth kind of player, but we have seen them make a move, but it kind of felt like Steven was going to be waiting for the phone to ring as opposed to dialing somebody out.
I think that's accurate. I do. I don't think they're going to go out and say, hey, we want this guy. And a Devontae Adams, while it would be nice, obviously if you can add a piece like that, it'd be fantastic. But what does that tell CeeDee Lamb? You go out and do that.
You're not getting it done.
Well, he got it done against the Chargers.
Well, that's it. I mean, but as a group, he's not getting it done. That's the bottom line. Rangers lead off the sixth inning with a double. Astros still lead 2-1. James Pledger will keep you posted on what's happening in the baseball game coming up with Extra Innings with Pledger. When we start the pregame show for our high school game of the week, energized by Hill Electric and Frostbank, we'll keep you posted on the baseball as well. Smithson Valley and Champion is our game tonight out here in Bernie. It's going to be a good one with kickoff set for 7 o'clock. You think about the baseball on right now, the football this weekend as they get that runner over to third. So it's a good game, and it's going to be a great sporting weekend. Big fight tomorrow night. The best place to go watch any of those games is there at the Rue Pub with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. And when you show up at the Rue Pub, show up hungry. They got the biggest and best wings in town. I love the fried shrimp. They got about 15 different burgers on the menu, a great chicken sandwich. Pledger